American.
That sucks.
Lesbian.
I like that in a woman.
And every other kind of deviant.
I love paying for sex.
This moral decay weakens our resistance to the onslaught of the communist masters of deceit.
We're a bunch of scumbags.
These abnormalities are corrupting the minds and the hearts of our children.
Jackass.
And yeah, we're back. Where have you been? It's depressing and horrendous. It's awful.
A bunch of idiots.
Perversion for profit.
Here it comes! Here it comes!
The Opie and Anthony program.
El virus.
The Opie and Anthony.
God, that irritates me.
It's just like somebody took a bat to my brain.
We're the only radio show that makes you want to hate us.
Opie.
I want my coffee.
Anthony.
I want that fact.
Jim Norton.
I want Ozzy.
We are going to dumb this thing down to the point that we're going to be #1 with Down syndrome children.
Hysterical.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
And a man in my position can't afford to be made to look ridiculous.
He was banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time. I'm scared of you.
You will keep your hands off of my mule.
You're just a tool.
It's over, Johnny.
Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
I'm looking at Jimmy. He looks like he already has a problem.
Yeah.
I see you like.
Bit.
I see you rolling your eyes, man.
How you doing, Jimmy?
I guess I got to ask the question. Is there a problem, Jimmy? No, I just want to make sure that the studio's painted and everything, you know, because it makes the radio show a little bit better when things look better.
Aesthetics.
Yeah. Aesthetics.
I can't hear me very well, but everybody else is booming loud. But
oh, really?
Me and my headphones, it's not very loud at all.
You got some headphone volume over there?
I don't want to crank it up because everybody else is perfect.
Oh, I got you.
My ears will be bleeding. But me, I feel like not really hearing me very well. But that's how it goes in the big city.
Yeah, we're down here
down to D.C.
Yeah, we're down here in Washington D.C. at the XM compound.
The compound.
And Jimmy is kind of bothered. Yeah, because I stand. People that can't see, I usually do, and I move the mic sometimes just because I'm not in one position. And I asked, do they? That won't bother me, believe me. I'll do the whole show. Not to be a dick, but because that's the way I do it. So, but I saw, I'm like, maybe we could grease that. And they're like, nah, we're not allowed to because aesthetically it doesn't look good.
Right, the grease is kind of a white grease.
Yeah.
And these are black mic booms.
Right.
And if you put the white grease on there, it doesn't look good.
Right.
So aesthetically, they would not like the white grease on there. So what you get is, let's all do it.
As long as we look good, that's all that matters.
So every time we move the mic stand, we get a creaky door sound. Right.
All right.
I'll put mine there and leave it there.
It's going to be a problem for Jimmy because Jimmy, he's a stand-up comic and he wants to be moving around and doing his thing.
Moves around a lot
With his microphone.
Yes, he does.
All right. But we are here down in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
And we have so much to do, I don't even know where to begin.
We have a lot of sound for the show today.
Yeah.
A lot of cool little stories. We have got Steve here with us.
Hi, Steve.
Hi. Steve C. Is that the shirt you wore to court?
Yeah, whoa, sorry. Yeah, this is the freak shirt I wore to court, the one that did not get me out of jury duty.
No, it did get you out of jury duty.
The shirt didn't. The fact that I worked for you guys got me out of jury duty.
That'll do it.
That's worse than a really bad shirt.
It really is. I was trying not to pull that out because you never know how people are going to react, but it was like, here it comes. Yeah,
so jealous. Everyone is booming in the headphones, except me. I'm like low volume guy.
Really?
Headphone. Yeah, feels weird. Feels like I got to do this.
No, you don't have to.
Hey, everybody!
You don't have to.
It's odd.
I want to thank Steve for getting me to the hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty much when we last left you, we did a radio show in New York, and we all went our separate ways.
That's it.
You drove down, I drove down, Jimmy took the train with Steve, and, man, my directions were perfect for MapQuest, and then I wasn't paying attention for the last, mile or two.
Oh, boy.
And I got off at the wrong exit. And then at one point, I'm under a bridge somewhere near a river,
Uh-oh.
And I think there was a drug deal going down. I'm like, I think I'm lost.
There's a few bad areas you want to steer clear of in D.C.
Yeah.
Like D.C.
Yeah. Anywhere north of Virginia. Anywhere north of Virginia, that's right. I'm not kidding, though. I was under a bridge. There were some scary-looking people down there. And then I think there was some, then there were cops down there just kind of, I don't know, doing what do they call it there? Where they look at you and eat sandwiches.
What do they call that?
Like they just stare in an apartment and they just sit in an unmarked car and they eat sandwiches.
Oh, it's stakeout.
Yeah.
And they just eat sandwiches until the relief team comes and brings them donuts and coffee.
I think I was in the middle of something.
Yeah.
Because I went up to this unmarked car and asked for directions, and it was almost like I was blowing up this guy's spot. Like, Jesus, will you get the hell out of here? And I'm like, but I'm lost.
For directions?
Yeah, I was under a bridge, and then there was this one car with scary characters doing something over there, and then there was this unmarked car that looked like they were looking at the other car with the scary characters.
You're crazy.
But I was lost, so I drive up like, hi, officer, how are you?
Hello.
And he's on a phone. The other guy, I think, has binoculars. I mean, there was a whole thing going on.
Something going down. Something was going down.
And I need to know how to get back on 395 or whatever it was.
You're ruining it.
I ruined the whole fucking thing.
It really took you a long time, though.
Yeah, I was about 2 miles from the hotel at 4:30, and I was in the lobby at 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
They had streets, blocked off everywhere when I finally got back into the normal, I don't know, everyday driving that people do there. And I don't know what was going on. And then every road I wanted to turn down was a one-way going the way I...
wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. So
I know once I was driving around in D.C. and I had Jimmy in the car. And I was lost.
We were talking about that at dinner last night.
Jimmy saw what it's like to be with me when I'm lost.
You got to explain it for everybody. You did. What is that road called? It's one big circle.
The Belt or something?
The Belt. The what?
Around the Beltway?
Yeah. The Beltway.
The Beltway.
Anthony took the Beltway completely, entirely, all the way around.
All the way around. To where I made a complete circle.
Complete circle.
On the Beltway.
And it's about 100-mile circle, I think.
Dude. It's insane. What, 55?
55-mile circle.
I drove 55 miles.
To get back where you were.
To get right back where I was. Screaming. Just a mad person. I was insane. And Jimmy's in the car. I think it's the first time we were ever driving with me. And the last.
Yeah. Hadn't been a lot of trips since then, either.
No. And I was just losing my mind. Mm-hmm. That was a couple of years back now.
Yeah.
Now, I made it in 4 hours, 12:30, 4:30. I was pulling right up to the hotel, courtesy of the fantastic invention, the navigation system, Opie. You really should look into a vehicle with it.
I had my own navigation system.
Steve and a MapQuest?
Yeah, you're looking at him right there, Steve.
Yeah, it was. You can always tell when it's going to be one of those calls from Ope because you get the frantic, I don't know where the fuck I am call, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a long one.
That's more like a Jimmy thing, but you're right. I go down that road too.
But I'll bet your MapQuest had better diction than Ant's did.
Yes, I had
the next right.
What is this fucking machine? Excuse me, what are you talking about?
I'm like, Steve, get on Google for me or MapQuest or whatever. And then he was getting me
giving
to the hotel.
turn-by-turn directions on I was on a Google Maps. They do this thing where you can zoom in and look at specific streets. And as he's driving up whatever street it was, I'm telling him, okay, take the next right. That'll take you right to the hotel. I can't fucking go there. It's blocked off.
It's blocked off, or it's a one-way the wrong way for me. Mm-hmm. So. And then the funny thing is, because it is Washington, and we all do the cell phone thing, who the fuck cares? You need handheld device,
Yeah.
Screw that. We all just use our cell phones, right? And I'm trying to, get to the hotel, and I go, Steve, shit, cop!
Yeah.
And then I, drive past that cop, and I pick up the phone again and go, cop! 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 Cop!
Jesus.
Every block, cop! Because it's Washington, D.C.
Opie. Yeah. You know what you do?
So then finally I went speakerphone, had the cell phone on my lap, and I'm talking to Steve, and he got me in.
You know what you do?
Huh.
You press a button on your rearview mirror and go, call number Opie. calling Opie, and then it calls, and you just got to talk. You don't need a phone or nothing. It's right there in your vehicle.
That must be nice.
And your navigation tells you where to go. It's wonderful.
I got Steve.
You really have to...
I got Steve and a cell phone on my knee.
You maybe have to upgrade.
We're
Steve and a cell phone on your knee.
We're like...
God forbid I wasn't there.
And coffee in my left hand, you know, the whole deal. We're living different lives, my friend. So I pull up at 6 o'clock. That's just as good as pulling up at 4:30 and relaxing.
6 o'clock
and
you'll wheel in
and enjoying the fine room that they give us here in D.C.
Yes.
Oh no, it was check in, quickly shower, go eat dinner,
and then you got lost walking back from the restaurant.
Yeah. Then Jimmy and I. We were probably 3 blocks from the hotel. It took us about a half hour to walk back home. And we ended up, I don't know, on the other side of the hotel somehow.
Really?
I have no idea what we did.
Yeah, I had to piss desperately, and we're just taking he likes to walk everywhere.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Oh, I know. It's like, it's just a couple of blocks. Take a walk. And before you know it, you've walked like 8 miles.
Yeah.
You're still going. You're still not even close to where you got to be. Yeah, in cities that I'm not familiar with, I don't want to walk. Sometimes it's hard to get a cab, so from like the station to maybe Caroline's, walk down into Times Square. That for me is like, that's kind of a long walk, but it's doable. It'll be in some city we've never been to. Dude, let's just take a walk. I hear it's down here. And you're walking like 8 miles.
You want to explore a little bit.
No, I don't.
All right, let me see.
I want the parking garage. I want my room. I want room service. I want movies on demand. And I want a computer in the room.
Oh, this is working, actually. Cool. Rough Rider, what's up?
Hey, I want to know when you guys were getting lost out there, was it a case of where 3 rights made a left? And
actually, I think I did the whole 3 rights make a left to get to the hotel.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And then when you pulled up to the car there, guy, and asked him, rolled the window down, did you say, hey, man, which way is north?
Very nice. Thanks, Rough Rider.
All right.
It was definitely scary down under that bridge. Let's say hi to Mike, who's in Washington, D.C. Mike, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? I grew up about 10 miles north of D.C., and I won't go into D.C. exactly because of what you said.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
A little scary, some of the areas.
Well, you're trying to tell me I was near the river or something like that?
Yeah, it sounds like you were right near the Anacostia River.
Yeah, that's bad, huh?
Well, the southeast side of D.C. is the bad side over on that side, but where your studios are, that's not too bad where you guys are.
Yeah, it was like a dirt road under a bridge near a river, and there was some kind of I'm telling you, there was some kind of stakeout. Something was going down, and I just pull up in my stupid vehicle. Hey,
officer, officer!
Yeah. meet you, the cops.
The cops. Why are you paying attention to me? You're supposed to protect and serve.
I want to thank the fine gang at Zipcar for getting us to the XM compound this morning.
Yeah, we didn't have to take the XM Opie and Anthony clown van. Oh, I hate that thing. Where is it? I didn't even see it in the parking lot.
That means they've painted over our faces.
Is that the Major League Baseball van I saw?
I believe. Come on.
Where suddenly I saw your face shining through a baseball on the side. Is that Opie's face?
Who's going to be the one that's brave enough to tell us that our van no longer exists and that it's that there's a new logo on it? Look at everyone looking down.
Yeah.
Because
I got a zip car to pick you up.
Yeah, I didn't see the van anywhere, and the zip car shows up.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, this is much better, and it's great. And I'm thinking, what's going on here?
That's odd. Where's the stupid van? Well, we're always mocking the van anyway.
Right.
I hated getting in it. Like, it would pull up to pick us up, and people would look at it because it's just the most ridiculous cartoony thing. And then they'd see us on it and see us getting in it, and then you got to acknowledge, like, yeah, pointing at it and laughing, all embarrassed jumping in. Hated that thing.
And no shootings today from the hotel to the XM compound like last time we were here.
None we saw. I don't know which way they take to drive us here in the morning from the hotel.
Why?
Well, one thing I noticed from my navigation system, as I'm driving, I said, "Oh, there's XM right there," because I don't know what's anywhere. I'm just driving how it tells me. And there's a video screen with the map, scrolling my position, and everything. So I'm driving, and I see the XM compound off to my right, and I go, "Oh, that's XM right there." So I look down at my nav system, and my destination is 1.8 miles away. 1.8 miles away.
Megan's eyes just got real wide in the other studio.
And
oops.
And the traffic circle that we get off, that the hotel is pretty much on that traffic circle, is on the same road that I passed. Not one turn did I have to take from the time I passed XM to the time I got to the traffic circle. You don't know?
So why do we have to...
It takes us 15 minutes to get here in the morning.
And we have to go...
And we're taking turns.
We have to go through the burnt-out section of the ghetto.
Oh, there's awful neighborhoods. And Megan, I have no idea where you're driving. I was stunned when I looked down and saw 1.8 miles away. That's even a walk for me.
I was going to say, that's just a little stroll for me.
That's a stroll.
That's like getting the morning papers. Rob in D.C., what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, pretty good.
Hey, man, I worked on your building there, Acting Place, when I was like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. I was drilling holes, core drilling. If we didn't get inside the security compound the minute it opened, man, we had to park on the street. They broke into our van every day. We used to leave the shit unlocked and put like fake shit in there. They still punch out the windows, break out the locks, steal everything in there. It drove us nuts. That is a shitty neighborhood.
I mean, this guy ain't lying, man. I hope you guys understand. This place is in a horrendous neighborhood.
It's like a fort.
It is a fort, though.
Fortress.
That's the beauty of it. It is a fort.
Well, there's a problem when the directions say make a left at Hotel Rwanda.
That's what it feels like. Hotel Rwanda. So refugees coming in, trying to get away, some safety.
You gotta throw a bag of rice out the car.
There are streets that you drive down and people just park in the middle of the street. They don't care.
Yeah.
They're blocking it up and everything. For what reason, I don't know.
When the traffic report has to tell you to divert traffic because of machete attacks, there could be a problem.
Let's go to...
You're going to make a right at the pile of sugarcane.
Jesus. Let's say hi to Ciro. Ciro, what's up?
Hey, good morning.
Morning,
one
Ciro.
time we had to go to this conference down in D.C., and my cousin worked for the organization that was hosting it. So he's like, "Oh, I'll book the rooms for you." So he booked the rooms for me and my 2 friends, and he gave us directions there, and we're driving around. We're like, where the fuck are we? It's like so scary. And then we get to the hotel, and we're like sleeping that night, and all of a sudden we hear this guy screaming outside the room, "Oh, God, oh, God," and we hear smashing against the walls outside, and my friend wanted to look outside and help the guy. I said, "What are you, nuts?" I said, "Just stay in the room." And the next morning we asked what happened, and she's like, "Oh, the guy had food poisoning." I'm like, "Yeah, all right." Then we go visit my cousin where he was, and he was in this posh hotel in, like, downtown Washington, D.C. And we're like, "You motherfucker, you put your stuff up in the nicest place in D.C., and you put it in the shittiest place in D.C.
But why didn't he put you?
Shut up, Jimmy. Wait. No, Jimmy. No. Thank you so much for the story, Ciro.
All right.
That's weird, though, right? He didn't put you in the good hotel
Shut
either.
up, Jimmy.
And he was in a lousy hotel.
Dude, so what happened? The guy really had food poisoning or no? Trying to think of how he can make that into 13 episodes. That's a heck of a show.
Cool. Yeah, all right, well, there you have it. Local station ripping off $100,000. What's that about?
Z100, I heard.
What?
He doesn't know.
I did, Z100.
Oh, really?
Tim in Jersey, what's up?
Hey, what's happening? Last night, listening to Z100 in New York, and they did the wackiest thing around. They gave away $100,000, and it turned out to actually be a candy bar.
Wow.
They
You
didn't
guys
do
might
that,
want to
did
think
they?
about doing something like that someday.
All right.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Tim.
Punching out.
We don't. Well, do we care? I don't know.
We did that in Boston years ago. Tell him, Opie.
Dave. Dave in Philly, what's up?
So, you guys talking just shit on blacks and stuff. This is fucked up, man. I think y'all just being racist just for the shock value. I just tuned in today. I just don't get what all this is about, you know what I'm saying?
What do we say that was racist, by the way?
First of all.
Sugar cane? What the fuck? Who's the dude that said that?
I did. Jim Norton. Were you from Bensonhurst?
Yeah, listen to this phony. Shut up.
This is the worst impression I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'm hanging up on it. I mean, we don't go with the callers that say, hey, I just started listening only 5 minutes ago.
I just started listening.
Yeah.
He's trying.
On my stolen XM. Shut up, stupid.
Oh, boy. Here come the calls from Boston. They want in. Go ahead, Jack.
Hey, I wanted to ask Opie if him getting lost in D.C. was like Black Hawk Down with all the streets blocked off.
Trying to get the convoy through.
Thank you, Boston. Boston never disappoints, no. I'll tell you. Here's a guy from Detroit that has a D.C. experience. Really, Detroit isn't much better. Mark, what's up?
Not much, man. But, you know, I started driving a truck 7 years ago, and it took me 2 years to get to D.C. And the first time I got there, there's no truck stops to speak of there, but there was a Walmart store. And within 15 minutes of me parking in that Walmart parking lot, I had one nigger trying to sell me dope.
Oh, boy. Jesus,
one nigger.
Where's my bell? Where's my bell?
Hold on. Dude, what'd you have to go into Walmart for? Antihistamines? Almighty. What a congested-sounding ass.
Congested racist?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want them in my, do you got a tissue? I don't want them in my name.
And then, you know, at the same time, when I pulled up to the diner by JFK Airport, and then I ran in and told him, hey.
Great Bob Gollop line.
That's right.
Let me ask you a question. Does it sound like the mic's like all... Is this the different mic than we have in New York?
You sound great.
No, I mean, am I moving around too much? 'Cause I feel like I'm going in and out, but that might be the way I'm moving.
No,
I think you're on the whole...
I think that mic needs to be taken to New York with us.
Oh, I thought it sounded like...
No, it sounds way better.
Okay.
Steal it.
Because when you do move around in New York, we lose you a little bit. Okay. You're booming, Jimmy. You're booming. All right. I forgot to tell you guys on the way down. Phone rings. It's our agent.
Super Agent Robert Eatman?
Super Agent Bob Eatman.
What did he want? He didn't call me.
Well, I knew this was going to happen eventually. Uh-oh. I mean, Bob had a fine business before he signed you and I. Yeah. But it is a fact after you and I signed and made headlines and made some good deals.
Kind of put him on the map?
Put him on the map, and a lot of people came to the table and want Super Agent Bob Eatman to represent.
So who's going to be in our way next time we have to make a phone call and he's not available because he's on the phone with this person?
Exactly. And so he calls me with a little problem that popped up, and I just freaking let him have it like you wouldn't believe. I'm like, I'm never, ever going to play this game with you. Stop right now.
Oh, boy.
So basically the phone call goes like this. I answer, and he goes, hey, one of my clients just called me and says that you're trashing... You guys are trashing him, and this client wants to know, doesn't these guys know we have the same agent?
What? Who?
That Todd Schnitt.
He represents Schnitt?
He represents the Schnitzter.
The Schnitzter? The Schnitzel?
Who used to be, I guess, like we learned yesterday, MJ from the old MJ and TJ or BJ or whatever show there in Tampa.
I don't mind MJ, but I hate the Schnitzter.
So basically what happened was, well, what I told Bob is, A, I'm not playing this game. We'll go after whoever we want. I don't give a fuck who else you represent. And B, do you realize that this guy, you know, trashed us to begin with?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't start it. We didn't even know who Todd Schnitt was until yesterday.
Yeah, why would we even bash Todd Schnitt?
We were playing the audio of, our assault on the media and how people were talking about it, and one of the shows we played was the Todd Schnitt show.
And he was the one that was bashing us, so screw him.
Do I even have that down here? I think I have it somewhere. Just to get everyone on the same page here, the Todd Schnitt show. So basically what happened was he trashed us a bit. He called us imbeciles or something like that, which is fine, whatever. Mm-hmm. So we called in an attack on the show, remember, yesterday?
Yeah.
So I guess, because it was around 3:40, I guess the attack was in full force.
Yeah.
And I believe, this is some info for the listeners. You did a great job. You got under his skin because I believe during his show, during a commercial break, he must have taken a long commercial break to call Bob to ask Bob what, don't these guys know that, we're represented by the same guy?
Well, from the message board, I was reading some of the posts. Apparently, the attack went very well. The screener for his show was going crazy. They were pounding his phone lines. At one point on his show, he said something like, "Wow, the phones are really lit up today." Like he's probably not used to getting a lot of calls, and they were just packed. And the screener was really having a tough time because they're pretty clever, the pests are pests. And they're pretty clever at getting through. But they started really dumping at every phone call. They wouldn't even let any phone calls on the air.
They were dumping?
Yeah, well, they weren't dumping. They were just disconnecting everybody that was on hold. So it eliminated his phones from the show, which really, I guess, pissed them off if you're a talk show that depends a lot on your phone calls.
But to use that tact, you call our agent and say, don't these guys know we have the same agent? What are they doing? Another pussy. He went on his show, he took some shots at us, and then
we fight back with our army of pests.
That's right. Well, just in case you missed it yesterday, here's what Todd Schnitt had to say about us that started the whole thing.
Turns out these were a bunch of goons. I don't know whether they were employees or they were just, unemployed Opie and Anthony listeners. But Opie and Anthony, the Shock Jock radio show, which used to be on the air in New York City, until they got canned, because remember, Opie and Anthony, they were the imbeciles that had 2 listeners have sex.
Imbeciles. Call Bob. I don't want him calling me an imbecile. Did Bob ask for a receipt for a 5-cent toll during your phone call? Jesus Christ.
I think he billed me for the call.
He is he is just the stereotypical Jew. Oh, my God.
But, dude, it wasn't even open for discussion. I just blasted him. I'm like, we will never play this game. You will never call Anthony and I and say, look, could you lay off Mancow or Todd Schnitt or this guy because, I represent them, too. We will never play that game, ever.
I got a receipt from a gumball machine.
The imbeciles that had 2 listeners have sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral. Yeah, that's class. I mean, that goes just beyond any even acceptable form of shock jock radio.
Shock jockery.
Listen, shock jock radio, a little shock, a little edginess, that doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, you're right already. We were off the air for 2 years because of it, you jackass. Of course it wasn't acceptable. We know. We found out. We sat on our ass for 2 years because of it. You schnit. You schnithead. Oh, schnithead. Look, I used his name like the word shit. Only schnit. That's funny.
I think this guy is full of schnit.
Oh, he's a schnithead. Oh, look.
Wait. All right. Well, here he does some more.
But having 2 listeners have sex in St. Patrick's Cathedral, that's just over the top. And they were out of work for, a couple of years. I think they were out for 2 years. Then one of the satellite channels picked them up. And I guess they're on a mission, or they have a mission for listeners to harass television live shots. Apparently that's the deal. So there were 2 guys that were holding up this Opie and Anthony radio sign behind this reporter. The guy's named Arthur Chien. And Arthur was doing this report. It was 6 a.m. It was like 6:01. And the anchor at WCBS Channel 2 in New York goes to Arthur Chien. And he's standing there. He's doing his little his rap. So I guess he's opening up the story live. Then they're going to throw it to a recorded piece, and then he'd come back and do and that's it from here, reporting live from some subway steps. I'm Arthur Chien, Channel 2 News, or whatever the heck he would say. But the guys behind him were holding up the sign. They were also like screaming Opie and Anthony. They also flicked off the camera right behind him. He didn't even wait 3 seconds for them to cut to the package. He just whips around. He has his sentence live on the air. And was that even a quarter of a second that he whips around and says, "What the bleep's your problem, man?" God, fired.
So there you have it. He took his shots at us.
Yeah, he was being a smug douche. Yeah. That's exactly what he was being.
So he was all cool on his show, took a few shots at us, and we fight back always.
Yep.
Todd Schnittig!
And obviously he couldn't take the attack that came his way because of what he had to say, and he had to call our agent like a little pussy.
Yeah.
And get Bob involved? And Bob should know better. Bob is going to be able to talk to me or Anthony and make us stop ever?
No. Doesn't work.
Bob?
So I pretty much hung up on him. I go, listen for yourself. But the guy, he attacked us first. I didn't even know who Todd Schnitt was and blah, blah, blah. And obviously Bob never called back. And
how dangerous is it for Bob to call you while you're driving? If you nod off, doze while you're talking to him? What? You get hit in abutment.
Yeah.
He really does have that smoke on the honeybees effect whenever he checks. They don't have Bob just talking to a hornet's nest.
What a bore. Jesus. But this Todd Schnitt, what a pussy. He calls our agent. That's like calling your dad, basically.
Yeah. Especially after he started it.
I know.
Yeah, he started it.
The guy started. You want to play? Fine. We're always fine with it.
But this is what happens all the time with us. Like, Howard started some shit with Anthony and I, so we said, we ain't scared of this fucking idiot. So we had started attacking him big time, and he went and told our dad.
Our dad.
Like he ran and told Dad to make us stop instead of fighting his own battles. When the lights go down and in the bedroom, he's in one bunk bed and we're in. Well, not we. I'm in one, and then Anthony has the other bed across the room, and that's when you fight your battles. You don't go running into Mom and Dad's room and cry like a baby.
Don't make me come in there.
Right.
Oh, Dad's mad.
Me and my brothers would settle all business when the lights went out.
Ooh.
When it was bedtime, Mom and Dad watching
Laugh in that Hughes bedroom.
Mom and
Hughes boys.
Mom and Dad watching Laughing downstairs, and all hell is breaking loose upstairs because of business we had to take care of.
That was it. I remember Pops coming in with a belt a few times.
Right, you don't go running to Dad to make your brother stop or what have you. So. But that made for an interesting ride to D.C. because then I was fuming after that. I'm like, what is Bob doing? I meant to call you right away, by the way, and I forgot.
I like when Bob pulls up and he starts talking. You get a little bored. I just take a penny and throw it in the car, and he jumps back in the car. It keeps him away from me.
Let's go to Dugout Doug from whackbag.com. Doug?
Gentlemen, I would like to report that we did have some mild success yesterday.
Yeah.
We got about 3 or 4 calls through. But the best part of it is when we make them alter what they do on a daily basis. I think that's more of a success than anything else.
Of course.
They actually made they actually had to drop us 3 or 4 times after the calls started going through. Then we dropped off on the success rate because they were taking phone numbers and calling the callers back.
Yeah, here's our pests. Here's what they do. They started saying, all right, we'll let you through, but give us your phone number and we'll call you back. Now the screener's got to deal with this. He's got to take numbers and call people back. So our pests are like, hey, what could they possibly do? Who cares if they have our phone number? It's not like he's going to put it out over the air or something. So they were given the phone number. Screw it.
They were threatening to put mine out over the air. I kept giving it to the screener, too, because I was welcoming it because I really don't have much to do. But
that'd be funny, too, right? Just tape that.
Yeah, I would have had my own little show. But I tell you, I was going through a divorce the past year. I was walking around with a tape recorder, recording all my wife's phone calls for the past year. I wish I had that damn thing yesterday. I was on the phone with their screener for about 15 minutes, right around 4:30. I was begging him, look, we took your show. We made a shit out of it today. Put me on with him. This guy says he's legit. He says he's in your face. Let him take me on. Let's talk about what he was talking about with O&A. They would not do it. They were even during break, and he said, no, don't put him on the air. I actually had the screener talking to him, saying, all right, well, let's let this guy take it on. They would not do it.
And they were also appreciating the XM satellite radio when they realized, because in order to do these assaults, obviously, you have to listen to the program that you're assaulting. And all they were bitching about is, oh, my God, he talked for 6 minutes and went back into 20 minutes of commercials. Apparently, the guy's show is all commercials.
Well, no, I think that's probably when he called Bob. They probably, got a whole bunch of commercials together, so he had some time to try to work out this problem on the fly.
Bob.
I told the guy, I said, look, you guys have more listeners today than you're ever going to have. If you take this head on, you might actually get a little bit of legitimacy out of it. They would not do it. He actually yelled from the background, I'm not giving them any more advertisement than I already have.
We got under his skin.
Just a little bit.
Doug, you rock.
Nice job,
man. Doug is like the commander of the Army, more or less.
Oh, yeah.
You really get into it when we call in an attack there, huh?
Oh, it was great. I did. I was actually at work while doing it, and people in the cubes around me were wondering what the hell was wrong with me.
Yeah, cool. Well, we got some examples we're going to play in a second here.
Hey, can we give a thanks to the new Army website, oaarmy.com, and Sniper for setting that up?
Jesus, I got to check out a new website, oaarmy.com.
Yeah, you got to check this out, because this is actually a central location, but inside the central location, we have the ability to keep moving around, to keep things mobile. It really is ingenious.
They find the links to so no matter where you are in the country, they find the links to the webcasts of these shows.
Yeah.
So they put the link up. That way, everybody from across the country can listen. They post maps of the area around the broadcast area, so you can say that you're from whatever town, so the guy doesn't know that you're from. It's amazing the organization that these pests have. I love it.
Well, by the way, I know what happened to the O&A van. They actually are driving it around with a little hole drilled in the back, and he's looking for a young Jamaican named Lee Malvo. Sociopaths.
I was actually thinking when they started picking and not taking calls from anybody that didn't have a Florida area code, that'd be a great advertisement for Vonage. You know, Vonage, you have the ability of having any phone number and area code. Maybe we can set something up with them so we can all change our numbers all the time.
we finally found the angle with Vonage.
There it is.
We were trying to find an angle for that new sponsor, Vonage. So
I'm
there
here
you
for
have
you
it.
guys.
All right, Doug, thank you so much. It's oaarmy.com, another website to add to your favorites, I guess.
Bunching out.
Bye,
Good
Mister
work,
General.
That's hilarious. Let's go to Tom in Buffalo. Tom, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, you guys? I called in yesterday to get on the old shit show there.
Shit show.
And being a truck driver, I can kind of get around that area code thing when I have when they bring up your number there. So I tell them, look,
caller ID or whatever.
Yeah. So I tell them, hey, I'm a truck driver and I got a legitimate bitch about, say, parking on the ramps. You know, they're taking away all our parking. Then they won't let us park on the ramps, and the guy's listening to me, right? And I figured he was the screener. I called in and said my handle was, what was opening there? Excuse me, Anthony.
Wow.
Renegade.
You're falling apart, bro. You're falling apart.
You are really losing it, sir.
You're falling apart.
Oh, shit. Hey, punching out. See ya.
See? That's a punch out.
I like that guy,
He
though.
reached between his legs, pulled the handle, popped the canopy. He's out.
He knows there'll be another time.
Both engines flamed out. He was going down. He knew how to save himself.
He
Punch
saved himself,
out.
and he knows he'll be back to call again. Let's go to Steve in PA. What's up, Steve?
Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Nelly.
Yeah, it was pretty funny yesterday. I called these guys. I was on the road when I was listening to the Schnithead, and I called, and I had no fucking idea what this guy was talking about because I'm from PA, and, you know, I'm not listening to his radio program. And I got the screen, and I was like, you know, I'm really fired up. You know, I really agree with what this guy's saying. And I was like, you know, I want to talk about it. And the guy's like, yeah, okay. And he's all excited. He's, hold on. Puts me on hold for a sec, comes back, and I'm like, as soon as they put me through, I thought I had the show, and I'm like, hey, Schnithead, O&A, party rock, and I can just hear this guy in the background, cut him up. and I called back, like, I just put my cell phone on speed dial, and I must have called the show like 15 times in less than a half hour.
Yeah, their phone was just plugged up.
You could hear the degrading of the show because when the guy, if the screener first picks up, he's like, hey, yeah, how can we help you? What can we do for you? But I got like the 10th time I got through, it was like, yeah.
What?
I was totally fucked. He was pulling his hair out of his head.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, it was hysterical.
Apparently
Thanks, Steve.
All right,
apparently they were doing the filibuster story. The guy was talking about that exciting filibuster story that Eric had brought to our attention last week.
Maybe Eric should go work for the Todd Schnitt show.
No, so he's
Got
trying to
something in
get
common.
some phone calls about the whole filibuster thing. And then all our pests are calling. And he goes, well, a lot of people are calling about this filibuster thing. No one's calling about the filibuster thing, ass.
When you got to listen to a show?
No, I was reading the message board and reading, like, because they not only organize, but they post what topics the guy's talking about, so that way you can call up with the proper topic. They're very organized. Someone brought up a great point. Fast Freddy from Jamaica Station. You guys are fucked when these psychos turn on you.
True.
They're just honing their skills.
True. It's so true.
We're going to have to have a purge, I think. We're going to have to lop the heads off the generals.
You ever see Willard?
Yeah.
That's
the rats. All the rats turn and eat them.
It seemed like a good idea at the time to have a few rats around, but...
Every so often we're going to need a push. We're just going to need to lop the heads off the generals and promote some of the underlings.
So true, man. So true. Let's go to Fandick from whackbag.com.
Oh, Fandick.
Fandick.
What's up, boys?
No calls from OpieAnthony.net today, huh? They get all upset if we don't mention them in the same breath as Whackbag. What's up, Fandick?
Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, I was the first one to get through yesterday. Chester from Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, Chester made it through.
We got your call.
All
actually.
right, we're gonna play that one. Chester. I love it because you know right when it happens, you just hear, let's go to Chester, and you're like, oh no, here.
Whenever there's a Chester or a Rudy, you know there's a problem.
Connor.
Right. Scott from Modesto.
Let's listen to your call. You stay right there, Fandick.
All right, man.
Folks want to respond to what I just talked about. Let's grab Chester in Fort Lauderdale on Schneid. Hi.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Yes, sir.
First off, I just want to say great show, very insightful. I want to thank you for it.
You bet.
Not you. Don't kick me in the liver, Opie. You bastard. Don't kick me in the liver. O&A party rock.
What the heck is he mumbling about? What's his problem?
Yeah, what the heck is he mumbling about?
Mumbling, he said that rather clearly.
Holy Jesus, that is hysterical.
Not you.
Not you.
Another broadcaster that doesn't want to be honest. He's going to make believe he doesn't know what that's about.
Oh, did he fall right into that? Oh, thank you. Not you.
You bet. You douchebag. What are you, a third-grade teacher? You bet.
You betcha.
I think you can call that one a bullseye, huh?
That was fantastic.
Bravo, Fandick. That might be the best one. I think we should have ended with that one.
Yeah, well, no, there was a couple good ones, but I just got lucky. I was the first caller, and the guy was totally not ready for it. He didn't, he must not have known.
Yeah.
You get such a chill when you hear that. Chester, let's go to Chester. You're like, oh, no. No, don't go there. Okay, go there. No, don't.
Great job, Fandick.
Hey, the funniest part was the guy called me back at my house after I hung up the screener.
Really? Yeah.
Hey, the guy sounds like he's on Valium or something. He's like, you're not very funny, and we have your number now. And I said,
ooh.
I said, good, give it to all 300 of your listeners. They can call me, and I'll entertain them more than your boy does.
Yeah, if their listeners start calling you at home, make sure you tape them.
Yeah, well, nobody called, so.
There you go. All right, Fandick, thank you.
Incidentally, if one of these screeners, if they ever gave out one of these numbers of our listeners on the air, we would find out who the screener is and make sure that their number got out. So that would be a very brutal error on the screener's part.
Our listeners really don't care if their number gets out, and there's really nothing they can do. They go, we got your number, and they really can't do anything with it.
Because our listeners don't really get phone calls.
No, they're shut-ins.
They really are.
They sit there hoping someone calls.
Right, exactly. They sit there staring at the phone, hoping it rings.
Yeah. They stare at that goddamn Whackbag logo on their computer and the phone. That's it. Someone please call me.
Let's go to Tickle a Bag from Whackbag. Tickle a Bag, what's up?
What's up, boys?
Hey. Hi.
What's the deal?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, Tickle.
What's wrong, Tickle?
No, I just wanted to tell you and give a shout-out to Whackbag and the Army, because we mobilized yesterday and went out to MJ's thread on 93.3 FLZ. It's in the mobilization thread on Whackbag, and it was just a fucking war zone, man. He had MJ thread with saying about who's hotter, MJ's wife or O&A, and there's this blatant post in there about, the registered user's name be Little Jimmy's Mule, and you see fucking
Little Jimmy's Mule. I love the names.
Little Jimmy's Mule. It says, they're both fucking pigs, and it's just carnage, man. You guys gotta check it out, and just props to the O&A Army.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Ed in Philly. Try to get through some of these calls real fast. Ed, go ahead.
Yo, I just wanted to say I'm glad to be part of the O&A Army yet again. Just picked up the XM radio and, loving it. I really wish I had heard that from yesterday. Would have been right in there. You guys got to play more of that pickup from that yesterday.
Play what?
You want to hear more calls.
Comments from that guy's radio program.
Oh, yeah, we got a couple more, and maybe more comments, so we'll do that in a second here. Thanks, bro.
Thanks, man.
All right, why don't we play another one here? This is another call to his show yesterday, the The Todd Schnitt Show.
Let's grab Dick in Tampa on Schnitt. Hi.
Hi there. I just want to say thank God you answered.
Yep.
And I was wondering if you had any luck cleaning off the snit on your belly.
Where are these calls coming from today? Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Clean off the schnitt on your belly.
Yeah. The guy had nothing.
Don't you love the really genuine radio laugh?
Yeah. Where are these calls coming from?
Oh, boy, I love that. Strangle him!
All right, we'll be back with more of the Schnitt Show.
You bet. You bet.
And then the mics, turn off, and that guy is raising bloody hell.
Yeah, Bob. Let me call up Bob Eatman, my agent.
Right. Well, he did.
Bob.
Let's go to Brad in Tampa. Brad?
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know this douchebag has a radio show in the mornings in Tampa on 93.3. He's still MJ, and he's still here by himself now. And he was trashing you guys the other day, saying how easy it is to do your format, and how his radio is so smart and so cutting edge, and it's tough to get on the radio and do that every morning.
Yeah, talk about the filibuster.
Yeah, does he have a penthouse shoot happening this morning on his show?
No.
I don't think so. All right.
And
Thanks,
yeah,
Brad.
if you guys you could do his MJ morning show. It's his website for his morning show. So,
all right.
Stick the army on them too.
Look, he can say whatever he wants. If he wants to play this game, we love playing this game. But don't go calling our agent crying like a little baby.
How much airtime does this douchebag need? How many radio shows do you have in that fucking market? We get it. You're popular.
Let's go to Jason in Lodi.
Oh, no.
Jason. Hey, Jason.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Listening to that show yesterday was torture. Most of the guys on the board were just saying, how the hell can he do 5 minutes of radio and then 20 minutes of commercials? That's when we all figured out that he wasn't taking calls on purpose. And then later on, he was just picking, like, random females to take calls from, figuring that was a safer bet.
Yeah, he was just taking calls from girls.
If you have the Dylan from Sunrise clip, that was me yesterday, by the way.
Oh, okay, yeah, we have that one. Let's play that now.
When Dylan was calling that it was going to be trouble.
Why?
Dylan. The Arnold clip.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's where he got his name from.
Here's that guy's clip.
Dylan is next on Schnitt. Hi, Dylan.
Schnitt, how you doing?
Yes, sir.
Just a theory here. Maybe if you would just maybe lay off and stop filibustering about all these people and agencies that you're involved with. I mean, you may even eat a bullet for some of the stuff you're saying.
Hold on. What are you talking about?
It's just that you're doing your civil duty, and it's your job to make sure that who called you is,
What do you want? What do you want me to do? I get enough that calls the show, possibly, and I get specific information about a specific agent. I call the office in Los Angeles to give the information to the guy. What have I done wrong here?
No, I was just talking to my friend about it the other day.
I took a call yesterday, just like I'm taking your call right now.
Well, I talked to my friend about it, and I said, you know what, maybe if you just left it alone, they would leave him alone. And he's like, yeah? And I was like, yeah, that's...
Well, wait a second. This just happened yesterday.
I don't know, man. I just think you're making a big deal of this.
Sir, do you have any idea what you're talking about?
No, I'm punching out, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought. My God, the freak bags are here today. I mean, I'm getting folks with mobile meth labs calling in, getting high on their own supply while they're driving today. I thought relaying my story of the difficulty that I've had. Well, listen, I'm discounting that guy. I mean, that guy is just out of his cuckoo nest.
Oh!
I thought it was important to relay the story about the difficulty I'm having just trying to report something. Important to tell. I just sure as hell hope that that's not indicative of the way that things are all over the place. And again, it hasn't been completely my experience. What is he talking about? What type of history is he trying to, dredge up? Yeah, I'm talking about something that happened yesterday. If you lay off, I'm going to eat a bullet? What? Is that a threat? Am I getting death threats now? Who is this guy?
No, asshole, it's a plug.
Oh, my God. Never a dull moment around here. Never a freaking dull moment.
No, I bet there are.
Yeah, it's from 3 to 6. You fucking bore. Who are you, my grandmother? Never a dull moment. You're only good when you're asleep. Elbow to the ribs. Stop dead. Stink. That awful show in your phony radio voice. Yeah, freak bags.
Eat a bullet.
Yeah, eat a bullet.
Plug your website there,
Yes.
Jimmy.
Let's go to Jim in Dallas. Jim?
Yeah, to go back to that call from Tampa, he said, hey, let's grab Dick in Tampa.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Was that the call we just did?
Grab
Dick on him.
All right, hold on.
That is funny.
Was it this one?
Dylan is next on
No.
Hi, Dylan.
Okay, hold
No,
on.
the other one, Opie.
Yes, sir.
Oh, how do I stop this? How do I stop
Let's
it?
grab Dick in Tampa on
Let's
Schmidt
grab
Heights.
Dick in Tampa.
Hi there.
Right.
I just want
Yeah,
to
punch him
say,
out.
glad you answered.
Yep.
And I was wondering if you had any luck.
All right, that's all I want to do, the first part.
Let's grab Dick in Tampa on Schmidt Heights.
That is pretty funny. All right, one more, and then we got to move on to other things. Mitchell in Montreal. Mitchell?
Hi, how are you guys? Love you here in Canada.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, hi, little Jimmy. How you doing?
Good, thanks for asking.
Okay. Well, we're a lot of Canadians here in Canada. Of course, we're Canadians because we're losers. But anyway, a lot of Canadians here in Canada. We love your show, and of course, we're all getting it illegally. I personally have it under someone's name who died a couple of months ago. And we love your show here, and we want to join your army and create havoc. Oh, well, I suck. Okay.
No, we love the Canadians. We welcome any Canadians into the Army.
Well, you guys look cute on your horses. I guess you could join the Army.
I got a mount.
We'll have a few Mounties in our army.
Mountie.
What the hell do you guys do anyway? Jesus.
We don't do very much up here except wish to be Americans. That's our dream. As a Canadian. We just sit here. God, I hope I get thrown out of Canada and I could join the U.S.
Yeah.
We're Canadians.
Yeah.
I'm glad to get through. It's
You know, the only reason we don't take you guys over is because it's just too damn cold. We don't want your land.
If it was warmer or you had like oil or something like that, it would be over, Johnny.
Yeah, we suck here, but you guys rock, and I've been enjoying your show ever since I got to XM a couple of months ago when you guys came on. You guys are great, and I know I'm boring your show, and I'm tying it out.
Biggest state in the United States, North Montana. Imagine that, just the huge state of North Montana.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Ian.
Thanks, mister.
Ian from Canada.
Yeah, I just want to disagree with that dumb asshole from Montreal.
Why? What's wrong with Mitch?
Well, hey, I'm from Nova Scotia, Canada. I'm a Canadian. But a few years ago when Stern finally hit Canada, the Montreal were the first to throw him out. Oh, they couldn't take it. They're a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, Canada, they're worse than the FCC. Their whole, I forget what they're called up there. But they're the CBC or something. They are bigger. Like you can't do racial humor.
Yeah.
They are fucking babies. Their FCC is awful.
Oh, they must be hating that a lot of these Canadians are getting the satellite radio for free.
Of course.
They can't take him on commercial radio. They ain't fucking loving you guys.
Well, probably not.
They're a bunch of douchebags punching out.
Well, the guy just wants to join the O&A Army.
How far up into Canada can we be heard?
All the way.
Pretty far?
I think all the way.
All the way, what, to the Arctic Circle?
All the way.
How far?
I don't know. Like all the way.
All the way.
I couldn't even tell you a city north of Montreal.
I don't either. I don't know. I really know.
That's what I mean by all the way. I think we get all the way up into Montreal.
All the way.
What is that? Only a couple hours from the border? An hour from the border?
Dog sled with a roadie on it? You know, that's what I'm wondering. How far up?
I don't know.
To the frigid wasteland, the tundra. You get us in Alaska? Well, Alaska.
Really? Hey, we got
Anchorage. We can be heard in Anchorage, Alaska.
That's cool. Let's say hi to Jeff in Canada. Jeff, the Canadians are coming out in full force this morning.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
Hey. I just want to say I don't want Canada to be represented by some fucking French douchebag in Montreal.
Wow, the rest of Canada hates Montreal. I'm learning something today.
Because all those cocksuckers want to do is separate. Let them go. Cut them off, yo.
Let them go.
Let them go, I say.
Hey, well, wasn't Montreal trying to, like, secede or whatever, and then a bunch of other Canadians showed up with signs and protested, "We love you, Montreal, don't leave." And,
really?
Yeah, a few years ago.
Well, you know, I think there was a time that we actually owned Montreal, right? It was part of the United States back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Someone help me out with my history, but I think that Montreal, way back for like a week, was part of the United States. And then we're like, it's too cold up here. You guys can have this back.
Hey, thank you.
I think we traded like, I don't know, Montana for Montreal or something.
I'm sure beaver pelts were involved.
All right, Jeff, thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys.
I love this. These guys are just attacking Montreal. They're eating themselves. Ryan in Canada.
How's it going, man?
Hey.
we can
Hey.
we can hear you guys
Same
all
guy.
in St. John's, Newfoundland.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Where the hell's that? Where's that?
Way out in the island there.
Hey, isn't it big insult in Canada, like the Polish jokes here, they do Newfie jokes, right?
Oh, yeah, it's huge. They're hilarious. We were partying up there on the long weekend here, and...
Hey, tell us a Newfie joke.
A Newfie joke?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot. But I'm saying, in St. John's, Newfoundland, the most beautiful women you'll ever see. And the nicest women. It's awesome.
East or West Canada?
East. Go Nova Scotia and out straight up in the island. And I think that's what you're talking about. Newfoundland.
Wait, you're north of Nova Scotia?
It's right out east. It's the island of Nova Scotia. Sydney, Nova Scotia, and then right out there is Newfoundland, the island. And that's Newfoundland almost became part of the United States. Then they came to Canada.
Okay, my cousin's from Toronto. You ever hear of a guy named Paul Bernardo?
I love that. Do you know a guy?
All right, thank you, Ryan.
We love you, Jimmy.
Bye, mister. Thank you.
I want to hear a Newfie joke.
I heard they're like Polish jokes.
Yeah, but it's kind of cute.
Really? Newfie
Yeah.
jokes? I thought you were just busting his balls.
No.
All right, why don't we take a break?
Like, how do you babysit a Newfie?
No, not that one. That would
You
be...
wet their lips and stick them to the wall? No?
No.
How many Newfies does it take to tar a roof? One if you slice them real thin?
What do you
No?
say to a Newfie in an alley? Hello, sir. What do you say to a Newfie in a suit? Will the defendant please rise? What's the difference between a Newfie and a gorilla? A gorilla peels the banana before he eats it. I don't know what people from Newfoundland look like.
I don't either. A Newfie. Newfie jokes. Oh.
Tee-hee.
Yeah. Let's go to George. We're on to something with this Canada thing. George, what's up?
Hey, guys, Canada is the most racially divided country you're ever going to find. Everybody hates the French Canadians in Montreal. Everybody in the country hates the Indians. They all hate each other, but nobody knows about it.
What about the Asians?
There's just too much room up there.
What about the Asians? I know they're taking over Toronto.
That's the whole point. Is they absolutely hate each other. It's supposed to be this real friendly country, no crime, but they just sit there and hate each other. I mean, it's a horrible place to visit.
Yeah.
We don't want Canada. Let's put a fence around it and make it a prison.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Boston.
It's
Yeah.
a big place. It's a big Boston.
All right, thank you, George.
Yeah, punching out.
I guess this is a Newfie joke. How do you tell the Newfie on an oil platform? He's the one throwing breadcrumbs to the helicopters. Right, that's like a Polish joke.
Pretty funny.
You can see it's probably big with the oil rig guys up there in Newfoundland.
Hey, I'm a Newfie. And he just starts throwing like part of a sandwich off. They all laugh.
They all laugh. Look at him, stupid.
Let's go to Jamie in Philly. Jamie?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, Jamie?
Not much, man. Actually, I'm over in Jersey, and we don't like Montreal either. Fuck them.
Oh, all right.
In Jersey.
What, that's all you have today?
No, actually, last night I was watching that Discovery Channel show, The Deadliest Catch, and it was really badass, man. One of the ships, the Northwestern, had a Sky-Fi up in the helm, and he was listening to O&A, best of, not the best of, the rerun, and you could see it flickering on the screen when you take a TV shot of a computer screen. It flickers a little bit, but you could see it. It said Opie and Anthony, and I thought it was pretty cool, man.
What show is this, mister?
It's The Deadliest Catch. It's one of them shows where it's kind of like a documentary of these guys crab fishing.
Fishermen, yeah. Yeah, it's like a fisherman documentary on guys that go out on the ships.
And they showed like a Delphi or something, XM unit, and they had our name in the display?
Yeah, what happened was they went up
That's
into
pretty
the
cool.
bridge where the guy was captaining or whatever the hell they do. And,
Captaining.
Yeah, I mean, like that.
This is where I captain.
Yes.
It's the bridge. I do my captaining right here.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
But
That's
you could see it, man.
I
And they were all the way up.
Well, that helps spread the virus slightly, but
There you go.
a slight
I mean,
spread of the
all the
virus
way up
there.
in the
Sure.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Louis in Yonkers. We're trying to get out of this first break so we could so we could regroup and get Dee Dee in here to do the news. We got Mario Cantone calling in and other stuff. So let's say hi to Louie. Louie?
Oh, LNA, what's going on, boys? Great to have you guys back. How you doing, Schnookums?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Thanks for calling the program.
No problem, buddy. Got two things Canada's good for: marijuana and blowjobs. Best place to have a bachelor party in the world.
Wow.
Why?
Why? Dude, the pop's amazing. The chicks are gorgeous, and gotta love that American dollar exchange.
You never see that on any of the welcome pamphlets.
Really?
They're invented in Champagne Room up in Canada.
All right.
Only place in the world. Yo, boys, when you guys gonna have another celebrity softball tournament type thing? Kind of welcome you guys back to the NY.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Maybe we could get something together for the summer.
What summer? What?
I know.
What?
It's what, 54 degrees in New York today, I'm hearing?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Louie. We got a couple Newfie jokes, and then we'll finally go to break. Anthony on Long Island, go ahead.
Yo, what's up, Rogue followers? I got a Newfie joke for you.
Go ahead.
Why do Newfies have flat noses?
Why?
For God to put his foot when he yanked their tails off. Punching out.
Oh, my God.
Let's go to Bill.
Okay, I'll try to do this with my best Newfie voice. Two Newfies go to Toronto. They hear they're hiring miners. So Newfie goes inside, sees the guy hiring. He says, I hear you're hiring some miners up here. He said, yeah. Say, your mine before. He said, he said, mine down on the island. He said, how far down your mine? He says, 30, 40 feet. He said, he said, we're looking for people to go farther than that. So he goes outside. He says, his buddy, he says, when you dash how far you've been down, tell me you've been down a long ways. So he goes in, he says, so your mine before? He said, mine down the island. He said, how far down you been? 30, 40 miles. He knows he's lying. He says, 30, 40 miles. He said, what kind of lighting do you use down there? I don't know. He said, I worked in a day shift.
Oh, a Newfie joke that bombed, Anthony?
Wow.
How do you know it bombed?
I know.
All right.
That was more like a Newfie soliloquy. Do they have any set-up punchlines?
Wow.
And then the Newfie guy, well, it was the third generation Newfie. All right, we get it.
Well, I had no idea that this was even going on. Newfie jokes. No clue. I learned something new. A couple things.
A 5-minute joke, and the punchline is, I worked the day shift.
I worked the day shift.
All right, let's go to Matt in New York City. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, what's doing, fellas?
Hey.
See, after the Civil War, a bunch of drunk Irishmen invaded Canada, and they held on to some fort for about a week, and they wanted to basically trade Canada for Ireland from the British.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what happened.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Brian in California.
Yeah,
Brian?
that's what happened.
Yeah, what's the difference between Moosehead in Canada and Moosehead in Virginia? Virginia, it's a beer. In Canada, it's a felony. Punching out.
Whoa,
I don't know if I even understood that one.
I did.
What happened?
Moosehead's a beer. In one place it's a beer, in one place it's a felony. Meaning it's a beer here, but over there a moosehead means that you have a moose suckling on your hog.
I got ya.
Oh, okay.
I didn't quite understand it.
We got to go back to Mitch, who started this whole thing from Montreal. He wants to defend himself. Mitch?
Hi, guys. How's it going again?
Hey, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch.
All I want to say is, first of all, I'm not French. I'm not a scumbag Frenchman. That's first of all. There's a lot of English people who live in Montreal. Second of all, I want to give you the proper terminology for Frenchmen. We call them here Pepsis.
Pepsi? Why?
Well, we call them Pepsis because when I was growing up, a Frenchman or a Pepsi, we call them. All they do every day for breakfast is they have a May West and a Pepsi until their teeth are rotted out. So that's why we call them Pepsis. And there's a
May West.
What's a May West?
A May West is a Quebec treat. It's like you ever hear of a Joe Louis?
No.
No, man, we got all kinds of weird stuff. It's like a Twinkie, let's say, a Quebec Twinkie. And
they have awful breath?
Twinkies and Pepsi?
Ugh.
For breakfast, it would be Pepsi and Twinkie. And they got this, they'd be doing this like, they're like hicks out here in Quebec, in Montreal, let's say. And that's what they have for breakfast. It'd be a Pepsi and a May West. And since then, we call them Pepsis. And that's, anyone in Canada knows that everyone hates the Pepsis. And this whole separation thing, you know, everyone hates the Pepsi.
What did Voss name that?
Hey?
Call it a May West.
All right, Mitch, thank you.
Okay, guys, we'll see you later.
Wait, are you Mitch of Mitch and Murray?
Let's go to Dan in New York. Dan, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Nice to hear you on the radio. Baloney Tits, always a pleasure.
That's a little
did you hear about the Newfie bank robber?
No.
Tied up the safe, blew the guard.
Tied up the safe, blew the guard.
Let's go to Big Joe. Big Joe?
Hey, guys, what's up? Hey, Butterwing.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? Got a little Newfie joke for you. How do you keep a Newfie out of your backyard?
How?
You hang one in the front.
I noticed these Newfie jokes.
Yeah.
Leroy.
Different.
They sound familiar.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Leroy from Alabama. I love this. And we talked to a Frenchie in Montreal and Leroy in Alabama.
We
What's
don't
up?
want no goddamn Canucks in the Army. Shit, we barely tolerate the niggers. Y'all have a good day.
All right. Jesus, Leroy.
This show is about love, isn't it? It's about just showing the love of other people across countries now.
Yeah. And Didi is shocked.
We are so doomed as an Earth, as a planet. We're doomed on a planetary level, Opie.
No.
There will never be harmony between people.
The phones have exploded, but we have to take a break. We got to get more Starbucks coffee, and we got to get Didi in here, and I don't know. Keep answering the phone calls. We'll go to them after the break, okay?
Roy!
All right. Hit it.
The hourglass. So is the O-A-Day virus.
How can I honestly say anybody rips me off? I mean, when I hear the same exact bits done, that's how I say it.
I mean, what about WOW? That's totally their idea.
Oh, there you go. Okay. There's something new.
Well, and then...
There's something new. You know what? I used to do that in Washington, D.C. Tell them, Fred. I used to have people tie bandanas around their cars so that women would take their clothes off in the cars. Dude, get with it.
All right, well, I mean...
Give me an original idea.
Well,
Come on.
I mean, I know.
I used to have my listeners tie a bandana around their car. I mean, I've done it all.
What about going off on...
I
totally know that's you.
All right, okay, whatever. I got to go.
Yeah.
Please, I don't really want to get into a discussion like this.
He's so delusional.
That is really funny.
See,
Someone
that's
found the clip.
Yeah, that's something we couldn't play on the old show because of the gag order that he placed on us.
How do you tie a bandana around your car? That's a great one. That's a big bandana.
What's the matter? My car has cancer.
People throwing frisbees to their cars, jump and grab it.
God, just showing your age, man. You can't even tie bandanas to antennas anymore.
An antenna.
It's all hippied out. You honk the horn, it's like beep, beep.
Dude.
Honk, dude.
You're so delusional.
Oh, man.
Just admit it.
My bandana
WOW is
on
such
the
an
car.
original idea.
I invented everything. I've done it all. He even said, I've done it all. Wow.
Even the stuff that's going to be invented, I did
done it
already.
all. There's no
I went into
ideas.
a time machine
Everyone
and I
should
already
just
did it.
Kill themselves.
Right.
I've done it all. I was the first one to do anything. Marconi ripped me off, Robin. Remember the what was that thing called? Dot dash dash dot Morse code. It was Howard code earlier. The guy ripped me off. I invented SOS. Robin. What a complete jackass. He's the guy. Wow. Wow. He invented WOW. And it had nothing to do with Whip 'em Out Wednesday or WOW. It was tying a bandana around your car. Thank you, Howard.
And what were we supposed to do if you saw, like...
I don't know. He didn't really explain it very well.
Of course he's not going to explain.
If someone had a bandana tied around their car somehow, girls would get naked in the car? Was that what it wasn't even Flash. Yeah, girls would get naked. They're driving, taking their clothes off, crashing into a button, Robin. I invented traffic accidents.
A bandana around an antenna. That reminds me of something else I've heard. It's called the fucking flag. That's not exactly somebody's fucking invention.
I invented that, Robin. They say Betsy Ross did that. I sewed the stars on. Ooh, it was all me.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I honestly don't care.
I
don't care.
I invented the bandana with me.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
We're back with the Opie and Anthony program. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday, by the way. I have no idea. It could be 100 degrees out in Washington or 32. We have no idea. That's what sucks about being down here. at the XM compound. In New York City, we have that fine studio they built for us, and we got windows so we could take a peek outside and see what it's doing. Down here, you have no idea.
We're in the bowels.
And these people down here, they talk about that. You know, they say it kind of sucks in the summer because you get here, and then you have no idea what's going on outside, and then you finally leave this place and go, whoa, hey!
Yeah,
look
it was
at that.
nice out.
It was nice all day. They have nowhere to hang out outside, I noticed. I guess they don't want their employees hanging out outside because it is the ghetto.
No, they kind of hang out in front of the door, I guess.
Yeah, you can't really go smoke anywhere.
The cigarette smokers.
All right,
gathering by the doorways.
By the way, Whip 'em Out Wednesday, basically you put a wow on your car, and if the girls see the wow and they feel like it, they will flash you on the highway. It works, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We don't spend a lot of time on it these days because the show is slowly but surely growing and getting back to where it used to be. And then we'll make a real big deal out of wow. But to get started, basically get a wow sticker, get it on your car. It supports the show. And also, you never know. You could be driving, all of a sudden one of these ladies might flash you, okay? Mm-hmm. You could get your wow stickers by going to opieandanthony.com. We're sending those stickers out every single day, hundreds of them. Hundreds of envelopes come to us in New York, and we stuff them with the wow stickers for you.
Right.
Let's go to Ray on Long Island. Ray, what's up?
Good morning. How you doing, guys?
Good. Let's make it fast because we're going to move on to other things here.
A Newfie and a gorilla sitting in a tree. What do you call a Newfie?
What?
Assistant branch manager. Punching out.
Here we go.
My God.
Here we go.
Oh, no, this is nothing but trouble.
Nick
when
and
the listeners get involved with this, they ruin it every single
well,
time.
there are times the listeners take over the show, and here they go. This is the direction they want to go in, Anthony.
Oh, boy.
Nick in Jersey, what's up?
Hey, guys, what do you call a Newfie doctor?
Huh?
Nigger.
See,
all right,
see,
Trevor.
See?
Yeah.
I told you.
What's up, Trevor?
They ruin it every time.
What's up, Trevor?
How you doing? How do you get a one-armed Newfie out of a tree?
A one-eye Newfie out of a tree?
Well, no, one-arm Newfie.
Oh, one arm.
One-armed Newfie out of a tree. You wave to him.
You wave to him. See, that's a Newfie joke.
Yes, it is.
You bastards.
Let's go to Kevin in Connecticut. Kevin?
Hey, guys, what's up? I love you.
All right.
Hi, Tuna Tits.
Hi, mister.
How does a Newfie mother know when her daughter's on the rag?
How does a Newfie mother know when her daughter's on the rag? How?
Her son's dick tastes funny. Punching out.
You know, Jesus, man.
I like these Newfie jokes.
Oh.
It's kind of like deja vu, though. I think I've heard
it certainly is.
Kevin in Jersey.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I just wanted to know if Professor Anthony was aware if that Newfoundland is a half hour off from Nova Scotia's time zone. So,
really?
New York is Eastern Standard, then Halifax is an hour before us. Newfoundland is a half hour before that.
Well, tell me more.
Well, that's kind of silly. How do you know when your show's on?
I don't know.
Half hour?
That's all that time zone stuff is good for, knowing when to watch, I don't know,
TV.
CSI.
Yeah.
All right, let's, man, the phones have exploded. We got to get onto other things, though. Jeff in Canada?
Hey, screw the Newfie jokes. How about a French one?
All right.
Okay, there's a Jew, there's a German, and a Frenchman. They're all waiting for their wives to have babies. So the doctor comes out. He says, good news. He says, all your wives have babies, but we can't tell them apart. So the Frenchman goes in, comes back out, says, I don't know. The Jew goes in, comes back out, says, I'm just as confused. The German goes in, comes back out, and he goes, here's your son, and this is my son. They said, that's great. How'd you do it? He says, I said, hi-ho, Hitler. My son stood up and saluted me. The Jew shit his pants, and the Frenchman ate it. Punch it out, boys.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. I cannot be party to this.
Anyone? Touching left? Almost. No? Damn. All right, let's get Dee Dee.
Wow, the freak bags are...
yeah. I don't know. People calling her like cuckoo nest.
This guy's out of his cuckoo's nest.
He's out of his cuckoo's nest.
Yeah.
Hey, Dee Dee.
Hi.
Dee Dee, hello.
Good morning.
To the new listeners, Dee Dee is, I got to tell you, our favorite. When we
Love
come
the
down
Dee
to
Dee.
the XM compound, Dee Dee is our number one.
Dee Dee used to be on
fellow employee.
Dee Dee used to be on XM Kids.
Yes.
She was Cricket.
I was Cricket.
On XM Kids. And
not anymore, though.
Not anymore.
No.
She started coming on our show, and I guess people at XM figured it probably wasn't a good idea.
Pee-wee Hermanish, I was told.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be a good idea. Maybe the kids would be listening to XM Kids and start hitting the buttons on their XM radio and go, "Oh, that's the Cricket voice. I hear Cricket." And then thinking, it was the XM Kids show with Cricket, and then hear your awful, perverse stories of drug abuse, alcohol addiction, and sex.
Oh, you remember that?
Of course I do.
We do. They're some of our favorite stories.
And counterfeit money. And,
yeah.
And doing the...
Mommy, do you fuck the
UPS
FedEx
guy?
man?
No, UPS.
UPS.
Oh, UPS, whatever.
She's
particular?
Yeah, particular, I was going to say, sure.
Yeah.
Do we get to spank you today?
We don't have our official spanker. Keith did it last
you even
time.
have the microphone down there.
Yeah, we're ready. We got your ass mic'd and everything. We're ready to go.
I don't have a belt, so.
Oh, well.
Anyway, no, I can't.
Who gets to spank Dee Dee today?
Oh, my God.
Wow. Jimmy, you want to spank her today?
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Well, I'm doing the news. Again?
Yeah, because no one really cares about the news.
Right. Although a lot of preparation went into this news, I
Do you
think,
understand
right?
they want us to have
I have producers now.
They want us to have a news person so badly.
You've been saying this for how long now?
I know. And
the whole gag.
The only reason we have you doing the news is because of all the great stories we get out of you. So we suffered through some news, and then we get to the meat of why you're in the studio.
We find out things like her getting drunk and blacking out in Las Vegas and marrying an English guy that turned out to be a counterfeiter.
Yep.
There you go.
My best
stories like that.
My best Dee Dee story is the one where she woke up in a gas station bathroom in New Orleans.
I had no idea how I got there from Philly.
And was like, wait a minute. Yeah, why am I here? I was in Philly, and now I'm in a gas station bathroom in New Orleans.
Don't remember booking the flight, being on the plane. Yeah, it was like time travel.
You can't just have like a glass of wine or something.
I black out.
That's even like a glass of wine. You wouldn't stop, right?
It's hard. You
would just keep drinking.
Probably.
You'd get a little buzz and go like, screw this, I'm just going to drink.
See, it's tough with me, I mean, I respect people that want to stop drinking and stuff and want to stop drugging. I get that. But, man, how tempting is it to give her a glass of wine right now?
Tempting. I want to pin her down, put a funnel in her mouth, and dump Jack Daniels down it.
Like Caligula.
Because you just know it would be just a ride for everybody.
Great. It would be fun and entertaining to watch until she blacks out, and then we'd all have sex.
Right.
No.
No?
Yeah, you don't want to know. I was angry. I cry when people told me I would cry when I was drinking.
Really?
I just start talking and start crying. Especially on gin and tonics. I'm like, oh, you're my best friend, and I'd be crying.
That's when you're halfway where I need you to be.
Right, Jimmy?
Lift that one.
All right, well, I guess we could start with some news. When do we get to spank you, though? And do you have any stories for us today? You always come in with one.
Well, okay. This happened. Somebody went through my mail.
Oh.
Yeah, and they took a bill that I sent to make a payment, and they took my check, and they, erased the ink. So, yeah.
And spent money on... and wrote another check?
Wait, you could erase ink?
Yeah, but not gel ink. The detective told me, use gel ink next time.
What's gel ink?
Gel ink, it's
Wait,
a pen made with gel. Yeah.
This is a new scam going on where people could actually erase the ink on your check and use it?
It's not new. I guess it's been going on for a while. But, yeah, they can go through your mail, anything. They can, if they see that, oh, it's a bill. Maybe she wrote a check,
Right.
And, yeah.
And then they take that off, and then they write something else in there.
Yeah.
Like pay to the... But who is paid to the order of? Wouldn't that, catch them?
Maybe pay to the order of cash.
Or they have a stolen identity or something like that. They probably have a stolen identity. They write it to that person and they take ID.
I just found out because I was going online and looking. I'm like, wait a minute. I wrote that check for that number goes to my bill. That's not to so and so. I'm like, what's going on here? So I called the bank and Yeah.
Don't you need? You know something? I have gone into banks like years ago before I had an account or something. You know, I'm really like tough times and everything, and I'd get a check from somewhere and need to cash it, and it was impossible to cash a goddamn check. Like, I'd have all kinds of ID and everything, but they'd be, you can't cash it. You need an account to cash it. We have this. We got to hold the funds. You can't do. How do people erase the ink, write something in, and get money for this?
They're professionals.
Professionals.
How does that not show up that it was erased, though? I don't get that.
I bet they were newfies.
Yeah.
Right? Always stealing.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
How much did they write in?
1,000 something.
Oh. Did you have enough to cover it?
Well, yeah, but it's still a pain to like deal with.
Yeah, and then now what did the bank say? Did they give you your money back?
Yeah, I got my money.
It's all guaranteed, insured and stuff. And then did it say cash? Did you see the check?
It was written out to something.
To a
somebody,
name?
To a person.
To a person.
Yeah.
And $1,000.
Over 1,000. Yeah.
Over 1,000. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a great little scam.
Yeah. Well, no,
Heard of
but
that.
yeah. So use gel ink. That's what the
Gel
detective
ink.
told me. Gel ink.
Well, we were hoping for a better story than
I'm
that.
sorry. Oh, you mean like a sex story or something?
Yeah, we love Dee sex stories.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
Mom and Dad are back in Chicago.
Listening to the show.
No.
No.
They're probably still sleeping.
Better hope so.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get a story out of you. I guarantee it.
Dude, how do you know if you have gel ink?
Because it says it on the package. It says gel ink.
Okay.
You just want me to say gel ink, right?
No, I actually have regular ink.
Hey, what's the
Ink.
Gel ink.
what's the MS
Gel
abbreviation?
ink. Multiple sclerosis?
Well, when we're talking about like states and stuff.
Mississippi, right?
Missouri.
Missouri?
That's MI, Missouri.
MI is Missouri.
Beth, where are you from?
Missouri.
Missouri.
Wow, this could be our
MI
first
is
call
Michigan.
from Missouri.
Michigan.
All right, turn down your XM and
MI.
tell us what you got for the show.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw a program on how they erase the ink. They do like a photo finishing. They put it in a solution, and it dissolves the ink from the ink pen, and it comes out look like a blank check.
And what, do they just leave the signature? They forge. Wait a minute. You mean? Wow.
Yeah.
I thought they would just erase what they needed.
No, they look at how I sign my name, I guess.
They copy it first.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or photograph it.
Something. Yeah.
Oh, don't
Wow,
you
I had
hate
no
that?
idea that this was going on.
They dip the check in something, the ink dissolves, and then they... Aren't there safeguards in checks that, like, if there's that solution, the check would just kind of disappear or something?
And regular ink, it's really easy to do.
Regular what?
Ink.
How do you know if your ink has been tampered with, though?
You need to use gel
Gel
ink.
ink. I can't help the way I talk.
Wow. Are you a member of Murder, Inc.?
No.
Thank you, Beth.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I guess everyone's saying the same thing. Jason, is that how you get rid of the ink?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, then we don't need you?
I guess not.
All right, sorry. All
Bye,
right.
Jason.
And Tony from Montana, same thing. Wow, calls coming from all over today. All right, let's get into some news with Dee Dee, and then we'll spank her and finger her and all sorts of fun.
Yeah. Remember that contest? Let's see who can get the most finger. Yeah.
No. I'm not drinking. You're not fingering. Mm-mm.
I'm not
drinking.
No drinking.
It's an INK thing, this rock.
Oh, God.
What other words are
Never
INK?
drink ink.
Do you stink?
No, I don't stink.
Yeah. Do you like it in the pink?
Give me a wink.
Wait, what was the one word that she kept screwing up that was...
I don't know. This is
Do you remember the word we kept having her say?
Last time?
Yeah.
You mean the state?
Chicago?
No.
No, I know that's not a state, but I mean, was it Chicago you had a problem with?
Not Chicago.
What the hell was it? You're right, Jimmy. There was something.
One word she was...
Oh, by the way,
I'm trying to remember.
Doughboy is reminding us that you were supposed to bring in your toys.
Oh, I'll have to do that tomorrow. Who's Doughboy?
Doughboy's from whackbag.com. If you're going to be part of the show, you got to know the players.
Everything?
Who's Doughboy?
God, I thought they had sort of...
3 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
What is that word? It's driving me nuts now.
I know.
It's when we were talking about Australia. No?
No.
What was it, man? What's the word?
You know what? The listeners know more than us at this point. They'll let us know in a second. It'll probably be on instant feedback. All right, let's get into some news here with Dee Dee.
Okay.
Yes.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Horse.
Well, we were going to give you some teletype and stuff.
Okay, I'll wait for
All right, here we go.
It's annoying.
It's annoying?
Yeah, it's like... It just disturbs me.
All news, all day, all night. And now the news with Dee Dee.
Hey.
Dee Dee.
Hi. Wednesday, troops in Iraq began a second major operation in... Oh, here's the word, Haditha, or something like that. A small city about 150 miles northwest of the Iraq capital. I can't say it, Haditha.
Haditha?
Yeah, there you go, thank you. It's just a tongue twister word for
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Okay. The fighting has been particularly fierce in the western region, where the death toll has reached a 3-day high. A convoy had a car bomb, which exploded next to... killing 3 Americans, while another soldier was murdered in a drive-by shooting minutes after the explosion. These 4 deaths increased the death toll for 72 hours at 14 Americans.
That El Zarqawi is a real fink.
Yeah, he is a fink.
Yeah.
The death toll...
He's sleepery.
Sleepery? Okay. The death toll for Iraqis is in the same time frame is about 60. And the death toll has surged since the announcement on April 28th by Prime Minister Ibrahim, I hate these words, Ibrahim El-Jafari. I know he's a nice guy, but he has a weird name. That the new government will be comprised mostly by Shiite Muslims, and thus far, 58 troops have been killed since the announcement. On a positive note, though, there is a positive note.
Hold. Oh, is this the same story?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. After you're done with that story,
I think so. One of the primary instigators of the recent violence has been wounded. Abu Musab al-Zakari has a group of like-minded animals called Al-Qaeda in Iraq. U.S. officials are not confirming this news as authentic as it is possible the reports of injury are fake. And El-Zakari has made a name for himself by beheading Americans. Zarqawi, whatever!
No, whatever. That's a biggie.
It's like, I can't just...
That's one of the biggies.
He is almost as wanted as Bin Laden right now.
I know.
He's pretty much number 2, I
Remember
think.
Al-Sadr, by the way? Can I jump in? Remember Al-Sadr, the guy who was starting the whole insurgency? His father...
Yeah.
He just completely dropped off
Where
the face
did
of the earth.
he go? He's got to be bumming he's not, like, top dog.
Dude, no one has thought about him in 6 months.
No.
Wow. So there's the news in Iraq. But I have some Jay Leno news.
All right, hold on one second, though. Dan has the word. Dan in PA.
Oh, God, no.
Dan?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, why can't I hear you? Hold on, man.
Hold on, sweetie.
All right, try again. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Dan.
Yep.
Got me?
Okay, there it is.
Yeah. You guys were teasing her about the word stings because she was saying that stings when you were paddling her.
Oh, the last time you were beating me with the
I-N-G. I-N.
Stings. It stings.
S-T-I-N-G-S. Stings. Oh, that stings. And she was squealing that every time you
All right, so it's a whole IN thing.
There was an Australia thing, too, though. There was an Australia thing, too.
It was Australia, where the Wiggles are from.
Yeah, that's right.
The Wiggles.
She couldn't say Australia.
Yeah, Australia. I can't.
Australia. That's right. That's
My
what it
tongue
was.
just goes the other way. I don't know why.
All right, let's go back to the news with Gigi.
Speaking of news, if we could just put the word out, CBS had a clip of Burt Reynolds slapping a producer for CBS News.
When did he slap him?
Just like recently. I guess, let's see. Sorry to hone in on your news here.
That's fine.
Burt Reynolds reportedly slapped a WCBS-TV assistant producer in the face at a movie premiere in Manhattan. The producer was asking Reynolds, 69, about his new movie, The Longest Yard, outside the premiere at a Chelsea theater. When the actor became annoyed, you don't know anything about the movie, Reynolds asked. The producer acknowledged he hadn't seen it or the original 1974 version. Reynolds then slapped the producer. What kind of a guy are you, he asked.
Good boy, Bert.
In a statement by a spokesman, said Reynolds was just playfully tapping the producer on the cheek as if to say, well, that's not very nice. He was kidding. Not like a real, full fist Lonnie Anderson punch.
He's probably just teasing around. What kind of guy are you? Come on. It's news.
Well, there's video of it, so I'll have to get a look at that. And Burt Reynolds is known to lose his temper and be a little physical, so I could see him probably slapping the kid.
He's 69 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Burt Reynolds is 70?
He's got to be older. I'm thinking older. How old was he in,
Dude, I didn't know he was 40 and Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah, he looked old in Smoking the Bandit. Not old, but, you know.
Yeah. How long ago was that? 77?
Was it about, right?
76?
Almost 30 years, let's say?
74. Just 30 years ago. So he was 38 when he did Longest Yard. Wow.
Yeah. 69 years old now.
I would have thought Burt Reynolds was like maybe 55.
Really?
Or yeah, 58.
I would have went with 67.
Yeah. No, but that's...
I would have
went with He's a Leo.
I would have went with Who Cares, actually.
But no, he was just such a sex symbol.
Oh, #1 box office draw.
Yeah.
In the 70s, he was. Yes.
Let's go to Dee Dee.
They tried to hold his head up, but his wig, his head would just fall out from under the wig. The infidel! Damn it, picking up by the ears.
All right, let's go back to Dee Dee with more news.
Okay, so Jay Leno testified in the Michael Jackson trial yesterday. In a not-so-serious testimony for the defense, Leno told jurors that he was never asked for money by Jackson's accuser.
A real blow.
Yes, it
to
was a real blow.
Defense, because they thought Leno was going to get up there and say, "Yeah, this kid, called me up and trying to get some money off of me." And apparently he didn't ask for money.
I'm going to find out. I'll have to ask Jay about that in June when I see him.
Tonight Show appearance.
Yes.
Nice.
When in June?
June 12th?
I was
13th?
Yeah, June 13th.
Look at our
June
little
13th.
Jimmy.
I'll talk to Jay. I'll see what he has to say.
Okay.
Jim Norton will be on the Jay Leno Show. We have some Leno clips. Let's see what these are all about there, Dee Dee, all right? Here's the first one.
I tell you, the worst part about testifying? I had to follow the chimp. Oh, yeah. The witness chair was a mess. It was awful. It was awful, man.
It's not bad, man. He's gotten...
I love his stand-up.
No, you saying Newfie?
Newfie, yeah.
Actually, there was one kind of embarrassing moment when I took the stand. They asked me to point to the defendant, and I pointed out Latoya. One report says he wants to go to Africa and disappear. He wants to disappear in Africa. Africa. I think I have a better chance of disappearing in Sweden.
Hey, bravo. Very funny.
Racial jokes. Very nice.
Very funny.
Let's see that on CBS at the same time. I certainly doubt it.
Speaking of racial jokes, let's get another Newfie joke on the air. Eric in New Hampshire. What's up, Eric?
Hey, guys. Hey, Dee Dee.
Hi.
I got a bit of a clarification on Dee Dee's first story.
Yeah.
The ink story.
Well, I was curious. The animals that she's talking about, the Al-Qaeda animals, were they kind of like sand Newfies?
Oh, that's just wrong.
Go on.
Watch it out.
All right, there. Let's get back to the news with Dee Dee.
All right. Well, we just talked about J-Lo, but you know what? At the end of his testimony, he made it a point to mention that his guest would be Renee Zellweger. So that's how he ended his testimony. He plugged his show.
Did he really?
Yes, he plugged his show.
Zellweger's appearance.
That's funny.
At a child molesting trial.
That rocks.
That is good.
Yeah.
It's like standing in the lawn in Colorado in December of whatever year it was, 96, and yelling, eatabullet.com as they roped off the area.
Hey, we got a few more Jackson clips here to get to.
The final defense witness, comedian Chris Tucker, returns today. He could wrap up by midday, and the defense plans to rest without calling Michael Jackson to the stand. Prosecutors say they have rebuttal witnesses ready and should finish with them by tomorrow. Whether or not the defense has rebuttal witnesses, closing arguments should begin next week. But it could be the week after that before the jury gets the case. Tucker was on the stand briefly yesterday, telling how he met the boy who's now Jackson's accuser, Brian Bland, at the courthouse Santa Maria, California.
Brian Bland. So
Yeah.
appropriate name.
This case has been over for a long time.
Jackson's walking.
Of course he
There's
is.
no problem.
You're probably right, but I think there's been a few blows to the defense that people probably didn't count on. The fact that he doesn't take the stand is sickening. How do you not take the stand when you're accused of molesting children? How do you not get up there and just say it's not true?
Your lawyer always advises. Just
scumbag
stay
lawyers.
Off the stand. They think they probably have it won anyway. So they figure, why have him get up there and maybe, grope a young child in front of the jury? Leave him alone.
But if you're telling the truth, I mean, wouldn't you want to be on the stand and say, I didn't do that? I mean, how would you? How can they trap you if you're not lying?
Some people, even while they're telling the truth, just look like they're full of shit.
I know.
And sometimes it's bad for them. They don't make good witnesses, even for themselves.
I know, but there's
but if I'm a juror, I'm sitting there, well, he's got to be guilty. He doesn't even want to defend himself.
Absolutely.
It's simple in my mind.
We were talking about that, last week? I'd be an awful witness, especially for myself. I'd just be a nervous Nelly. When I was up on the stand in my divorce case, I couldn't even remember my anniversary date. That's how bad I was. Like, and when were you married, Mr. Comey? I'm like, I don't remember. I'm the worst witness ever. I came off as being
That's one of the funniest things ever, because it wasn't like you were married for a year. You actually
9
celebrated
years.
Anniversary.
No, for 9 years I was married.
9 of them.
I was married 9 years. He asked me, when is your wedding anniversary? I don't know. I don't recall. It turned into Reagan on the stand. I had no clue. Where did you meet? Well, I don't remember. Right? Do you remember your ex-wife's name? Phyllis. I don't recall. That was me. I was a blathering idiot on the stand, and I would make an awful witness. If I had to testify in my defense, they'd tell me just don't.
Maybe you would, but if they pointed at a young boy and said, "Did you suck his cock?" you'd probably remember, nope, didn't do that.
Did you think you could say
what?
no?
Wait, did I? I don't remember if I held the... And you'd know.
Could you define suck?
Yeah. Does doing this to the helmet count?
This is wrong.
I love when you shock Dee It's the best.
Do that again?
That's the...
You hold the bag gently and you go...
Look at his breath when he does that.
It's like a snake, right, Dee Dee? That's hot, right?
Oh, God.
Look at Dee Dee.
Oh, my God. Didn't you see its tongue when he did that?
I love that there's an innocence to her, even though she's just an animal.
Yeah, but she also understands something. Dee Dee definitely understands that.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, of course.
All right, let's play another clip here from the Jackson trial. See what this one's about.
The defense told the jury to expect the comic to say the accuser's family hounded him for money. Leno said he did get lots of voicemail from the cancer-stricken boy in 2000. But when Leno called him, neither the boy nor his mother asked for money, and that was their only conversation.
All right. Yeah, well, that's what he said.
Leno says the messages made him suspicious, but in his only return phone call to the cancer-stricken boy in 2000, no one brought up money, and the family never tried to contact Leno again.
Maybe they just saw they weren't going to get any cash out of him.
Yeah,
Mary Holzer testified the mother said the injuries cited in her claim that ended in a $152,000 settlement were actually from a beating by her husband. Prosecutors, though, say that's impossible because doctors examined the woman after the Penny's incident before she saw her husband.
What's that one about, Ant?
What? I don't even know what that's about.
Oh, the accuser's mom or something?
The whole family's shady.
Oh, whatever.
She got some kind of a settlement?
We're spending too much time in the Jackson trial. This is just a 3-ring circuit.
This is exactly what the defense wanted to do, though. This is one of those trials where people just gave up. You know, at the onset of this thing, it sounded very interesting. Everybody wanted to know all the details, and it just fell apart where they confused the issue so much that you don't really care anymore. And Michael Jackson will walk, and he's done this. I absolutely believe he's a child molester, and there's no cure. The guy obviously doesn't even realize it, so he's not going to try to seek treatment. So he'll just do it again and use his money to pay off the parents and whatever else he needs to do, and he'll continue.
Another inept L.A. prosecution. Another
my God.
Major case blown.
What a batting record these assholes have.
Terrible.
I was into this case from the beginning, and then all of a sudden, like, you can't find any info. It's deep in the papers, and now it's like Ann said, it's like, who
Doesn't
cares?
matter. Who cares? And that's exactly what the defense wants.
And without the DNA evidence, it's tough to send this guy away.
Oh, if they had a Michael Jackson load to go through, where did it come from? Out of that little boy's hiney. Okay.
They squeezed the kid like toothpaste and it leaked out.
on his little Peter Pan undies.
His underoos.
Underoos. You pick him up on the stand, you give him a tight bear hug, and you hear blurp. And the back of his leg has evidence all over it. Old volcano took us.
I'd like to bring these tough skins to the lab.
Should we get Suri in here before she has to go on the air? We should say hi to Suri. She does the 70s channel here at XM.
Oh!
We're trying to get to know.
Like the 70s channel?
We're trying to get to know more of the employees. I think that's the mic that'll work. Or I'm
go.
with the band. Nice shirt.
I like the decades channels.
Definitely.
Yes. Like the 70s, 80s.
Let's see. I think that mic will work for you.
Does it work? Do you know how to work it?
Not really.
I think that's really the whole problem here. What's up, kids? How you doing? Welcome to D.C.
Thank you. This is the first time we've had you on the air there,
Yeah,
Sari.
yeah, actually it is.
And I've heard her on the 70s channel.
Yeah, I have too. Absolutely. I listen.
Thanks.
I listen to that. I listen to the 60s. It's a little odd.
You go to the 60s?
Sometimes I go. Sometimes I'm switching around. I even go to the 50s.
What?
Sometimes. Just. Well, you get the old.
Yeah, but if you want to go
time.
50s, you got to go to like Frank's Place.
Well, no,
Frank's Place makes it easy. It's like the hits. It's Sinatra and stuff.
Yeah, but it's all
But it's not 50s.
What?
But it's not all 50s. Frank's Place.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know my decades.
Well, the doo-wop and stuff you're going to get on the 50s channel, which I kind of like.
Yeah, you
Right, like Matt the Cat does the show called Harlem. That's awesome.
What's
awesome.
Harlem about?
It's like all different kinds of acts. Like Howlin' Wolf, I think, is being featured this week.
Yeah.
Like people like that.
Nothing wrong with the little
Talks
Howlin'
about
Wolf.
Sun, records and Memphis. It's really cool.
I like to put on the 40s channel and I have Patrice in the car and just look at him and kind of smile and half nod. Hello, my baby.
He understands.
Jesus.
Look over at him.
I'm still discovering new
Old
channels
days.
on XM every day. But the 70s channel is definitely one of the ones I go to a lot.
7 days.
Okay, so the reason why I'm here is I want to talk about the 4 million subscriber celebration thing we're doing over on the 70s this weekend. Okay? It's really cool. Because we're doing, since we have 4 million subscribers, we
You're
figured,
playing Peter Frampton in Boston.
Well, sort of, yeah. Actually.
Of course you are.
But we're doing like the top 70 selling albums of the 70s.
Oh, well, Frampton Comes Alive in Boston. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of,
What's going to be number one?
I can't tell you. You gotta listen. Why would you do? Come on now, you ruin it.
That's what we do on a daily basis.
Ruin everyone's life.
We wreck everyone's buzz.
4 p.m. on the East, 1 p.m. on the West Friday.
Let's at least guess the top album of the 70s.
I would say Frampton Comes Alive.
Does it have to be rock or no?
Does it have to be rock? All different kinds of albums.
Oh.
It's cool. You want to look at the book?
Slim Whitman.
Maybe it's
What do you think it is? Seriously, what do you think it is?
Did you really?
I think 70s top.
The number one selling album of the 70s.
I know it.
I'm going to guess it's a Beatles or an Elvis record.
Beatles?
Oh, no.
Beatles were in the 70s.
Beatles were starting to fade.
But they still may have had like
I'm thinking Boston's first album.
You're so wrong. You guys are really off.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh?
What? What was that?
We're cheating right now in class. We're trying to get the answer from somebody else.
Write it down, man, and pass it.
I can't believe you guys don't. All right, well.
Could you show us?
I'm trying to think.
Huh?
Could you at least show us?
It just ruins the surprise.
Oh, we can't.
Well, give us a hint.
Then
Boston's not even close? Boston's
no,
first
you're not
album?
even close.
Good.
You're not even
Comes
close.
Alive
Okay, here's your hint.
I know
Here's your
it
hint.
is.
All right, here's a good one. All right. There was a movie, a cartoon movie, that was made along with the album.
Okay, well, it's not Help or
Oh,
Yellow Submarine.
okay.
Those are very old. Hard Day's Nights, old.
So, starts with the? Yeah.
I know what it is. Trinkets I own made from gorilla hands. You can get it on eatabullet.com.
What are you talking about?
That's the new Jim Norton CD.
Oh, that was a big seller.
Okay.
He fell into his trap.
Oh, God.
Anthony, what is it? Write it
I can
down.
see.
He knows
A
what it is.
cartoon made.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn, I should have known that.
Come on now. That was a good
That
hint.
makes sense. Yeah, very good hint.
Okay.
Very easy to get hint, but
What time
Well,
you have to go on the air?
I figured you guys, come on, I got to give you.
What time you have to go on the air?
At 9.
All right, at
Yeah.
9:01.
Cool.
So we don't wreck her buzz.
I will say that all in all, it's an excellent channel. The 70s is phenomenal. I love it. I
We
listen to
have
it.
so much fun at the 70s. Honestly.
Donny Osmond.
Okay, how much fun was Donny Osmond?
I brought my Donny doll, and he signed the back
When
of it.
she was a little
did.
girl, she had this Donny Osmond doll, and she brought it with her. It was awesome.
When did he come in?
Still dressed in purple.
Yeah, on last Monday, like the 9th.
I tell you, I know a lot about Donny Osmond. I think you do too.
He's a great
we don't
guy.
need no education about Donny Osmond.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Dee Dee and the news and the story about young lust.
I gotta go.
Can I have my coffee? Someone told me I can't have my coffee till I've had my banana.
How could you have your coffee when you haven't finished your banana?
All right. I'm going to have to go now, kids.
Okay.
All right.
So it's great seeing you. I'll see you in New York sometime.
Nice seeing you, too.
And what
hate
time?
us?
No,
What
I
time
like
are you
you guys.
on?
All right.
9 till
9
when?
Eastern
9 till when?
till 1
9 to 1
Eastern time.
on the 70s
On the 70s
channel.
on 7.
So check that out.
Could you give us a
Thank
shout
you.
out today?
Of course I will.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
We'll even pot it up on our show. We'd like to do that. We had the Mad
All right.
Mexican do that. We haven't
Did
seen
he?
him. I think he got pissed off because we made fun of his dog.
Oh,
Is he here?
Chicago. His dog's
The one at his
Chicago.
desk?
Yeah, we hate his dog.
No.
And someone around here has to tell him. Enough about the dog.
Hope he'll kick it in the liver.
He walks around with a Chicago hat on, a Chicago
He's
T-shirt.
a big Chicago fan.
Yeah, that's what we thought, but he's like, no, that's the name of my dog.
Well, because he's a fan of the band
he was
and the
a fan.
name.
So he didn't tell
and
us
that's
that.
why he named
So
the dog that.
So he's a fan of the
Makes
band
sense.
first, and then named. Okay.
Yeah.
But he didn't tell us that part of the story. He just shows us pictures of his dog.
Yeah.
Ugh, I want to kick it in the liver.
Oh, that's just wrong. That's one thing to do.
Yeah, you're right.
So you have to go on the air.
Yeah. All right. Uh-huh.
All right, we'll let you be.
Hey, Siri, leave this show alone.
Does he think he's funny? Honest to God.
It's funny to us, though.
Okay, well.
All righty.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Have fun with
All
that
right.
countdown.
All right, it'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Mhm.
4 p.m. on the East, 1 p.m. on the West Friday, and then we're going to repeat it throughout the weekend through Memorial Day.
I'll definitely take a peek.
Celebrating 4 million. Woo-woo!
I'll be
Woo-hoo.
there.
I was here when we had none.
None?
None.
None more?
None. We had zero.
Zero listeners.
So you turned on the mic and just knew no one was listening?
I was
That
the
was
first.
so wow.
I was the first woman hired in the programming department here.
Wow.
So I've been here before the rocket ships launched, and they're like giving us maps of like the floors around here.
Yeah.
And they're like walking us around with hard hats, and they're saying, "Oh, this is going to be so cool.
The
You're gonna be able
studio's
to
gonna
go
be
coast
here."
to coast. The studio's going to be here." But there was like you couldn't even walk around without like closed-toe shoes around here, which
Really?
you know. Which,
You were like the first one in like a chat room just waiting for other people to join. Like,
come on.
Do you play
But not-
Sabbath at all on your station?
Not a lot of Sabbath because it wasn't, big hits, but I am
They
going to
do a
play
lot
it
of the-
during the top 70
Yeah.
albums because, like, Paranoid and,
Oh, cool.
we're going to play War Pigs and, yeah, you'll hear stuff like that. You'll hear really cool cuts because we're going to play cuts from all the albums.
Play Electric Funeral. Better.
Okay.
Just saying.
he kind of likes Ozzy.
For you.
Yeah. I know. Sorry, he doesn't know how to deal with us.
Like, all right,
we're just
whatever.
I love her channel, though. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, we're just a room full of idiots in here, so.
Well, as long as you love the 70s. that's
Definitely.
cool. Awesome.
Definitely.
Awesome.
All right, thank you, Sarah.
All right, take care, you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Ah, that's funny. Should we take a break and then continue with Dee Dee's news, or?
Wait.
Oh boy. Oh Jesus. You are the worst. You are horrid.
Did she look?
Yeah.
Did she look? My good line got stepped on. I'm kind of.
What
was your good
happened?
line?
What happened?
I had a really good one, I thought.
Oh, what was it?
It was, going down the same road you guys did.
What? Oh,
I was trying to get back to Dee Dee's news and the story about Young Lust with Michael Jackson, and it didn't really get a laugh. And now
What you
I'm
gonna
sitting here
say?
all bummed.
What were you gonna say? What'd you say?
I just said it again.
Young.
The Young Lust.
Yeah, that's kind of
You know,
hard to.
I think
a little obscure.
I know, but someone out there probably would have laughed.
I'm
and
sure.
I would have felt good about myself instead of sitting here feeling like I'm a dork.
Why would you feel like a dork? You fire out an obscure one. Everyone doesn't. The obscure ones are hard to get sometimes. I fired one out before. That not only did it not get a laugh, no one recognized that a joke had been attempted.
Yeah, it's rough.
All right, why don't we take a quick break? Is this a quick break or a long break? Hopefully a quick one.
Quick break.
And then we'll finish with the news with Dee Dee. How many more stories you got?
Just a couple, and then I'll have some more later.
Do you got the bus driver story?
No, I got something better.
Ooh. Do you have the banana story?
No, I have something better.
Good one.
Something pertaining to Paris.
Oh, okay. I think I know.
I am
the
going to
story.
challenge you for best story.
Oh, Jesus.
What is your best story there? Well,
I think
all right,
the
you
parents,
That's a teaser. Let's wait till we come back from commercial.
I'd like to hear what she thinks.
the parents. Okay, there you go again with the inks. Yeah.
all right, well, all right, you pick out your best story, and I'm going to pick out my best story in
All
the
right,
morning.
I got it.
Is it coming from Australia?
No, it's not coming from Australia.
Australia.
Oh.
That was another one.
And we spank Dee Dee next. That's what we're going to do.
And then we do this.
No, it's funny looking at his tongue wiggle like that.
She doesn't hate it. No,
Not funny looking when you're looking down over your stomach at it.
That's right. That's right.
And just ask me.
That's right. And you don't know whether to feel good or be scared of that gun barrel pointing at you.
We're just a bunch of Beavis and Buttheads in here. All right.
Yep.
Who's taking my cues today to go to break? Is it you or back in New York? So I just say something like, we'll be back right after these messages. I came up with something years ago. Basically, it says, Whip 'em out Wednesday. Big, luscious, juicy ones.
Wow. The swinging tribute to unrestrained female anatomy.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
If someone get in the best of you. If someone get in the best of you. Have someone taking the bait. It's real. The pain you feel. You trust. You must. Just that. If someone get in the best of you.
I really want to know.
What? What's wrong, Jimmy?
I really want to know who would think that it doesn't look good to have white grease on this.
And now they're creaky. Very creaky, the mic booms.
Like, who's walking through the hallway way out there and look in and go, white stuff on there?
White grease.
I don't get it.
Well, it's a bunch of very sensitive people that work here.
But, I mean, if there's a real reason for it. I mean, when you move the mic, it shouldn't make noise. It's not.
Right.
I'm not trying to be a dick. I just don't want to. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this the whole show. So,
Sounds like you're farting.
I like it.
Exactly. Farting. What'd you say, Didi?
I said it sounds like you were farting.
I am not farting.
Farting.
Didi just rocks.
And I'm not starting
Didi.
trouble.
Yeah. And she looks at your shirt and goes, look, it says I stink.
It does.
Jim's wearing his I stink t-shirt, which is perfect for today because Didi has a tough time saying the I-N.
I stink. Stink.
Ink. What is wrong with the way I'm saying it?
Say it again.
Ink.
Exactly. Say ink, stink.
Stink.
Ink.
Ink.
Link.
Link.
Link. Yeah, you forget there's an I. Put E's in it.
All right, Anthony, we found the Burt Reynolds audio for you.
All right.
So basically, once again, he was at the premiere for Longest Yard, I guess?
Longest Yard.
And a reporter asked him some questions, and Burt Reynolds basically said, you don't even know what the movie is about, or you didn't see the movie, or something like that.
And then Burt got a little upset, I guess, and kind of punched him or slapped him in the face. I wonder what that is.
The Mad Mexican. It's really loud, though.
How'd that happen?
Is that loud?
Oh, okay.
There we go.
What does this mean? Oh, this is like his, that came from New York?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, the Mad Mexican, every time we're in Washington, he gives us a little shout-out in Spanish, and you can only recognize Opie and Anthony and Jim Norton's name.
Uh-huh.
And they just blasted the feed really loud into our ears and over the air, so I think we just blasted out some units.
Wow,
That was one of the loudest things I've ever heard in my headphones.
But who in New York just put that through? Like, I don't understand what happened.
Out of nowhere.
Oh, wasn't it? Okay.
Well, they're just trying to feed it down to us, so I don't know. Uh-oh. What does this mean?
I don't know.
9/11, he'll be giving us a shout-out?
Oh, okay.
6 minutes left.
Yeah. Can't listen to that for 6 minutes.
You'll put it back on, it'll be the exact same sounding song.
Yeah.
All right, well, anyway, the Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, so some CBS reporter was asking him questions, I guess, and he hadn't seen the movie. And Burt got a little upset with the fact that I hadn't seen the movie, I guess, and slapped him in the face.
Okay.
But they're saying that he was just kidding. You know, Bert's a pretty physical guy. Even though he's 69 years old, he's still acting like he's that bruiser of the days gone by. And, no, it seems to have made the news.
And you saw the video?
I have not seen the video yet.
Oh, okay.
I want to see this video. It's on CBS.
All right, here we go. Here's the audio of what happened.
A red carpet interview with Burt Reynolds took an unexpected turn when the actor slapped a CBS producer in the face.
Tell us a little about the movie and your role in it. No, you don't know anything about the movie? Well, then what are you asking me for? I want to get your point of view on it. You see the original? I haven't.
It happened last night at the premiere of Reynolds' new movie, The Longest Yard. Reynolds' publicist claims, quote, he playfully tapped him on the cheek.
That sounded
and
loud.
was kidding.
It was really hard to hear, but...
Yeah, but I heard the slap.
You could hear the slap part.
That didn't sound like a playful tap on the cheek.
Sounded like you heard Burt Reynolds go, you didn't see the movie?
Yeah.
And then, boom.
That sounded like Lonnie put on too much rouge or eyeliner.
Gotta smack that off her face.
What do you think I am, Mr. Carlson whore?
All right, let's get back to Dee Dee in the news here. Dee Dee, what else you have?
All right. I have my favorite story.
But you're going to end with that.
Oh, okay. Then in Michigan City, Indiana.
Oh, well, no, I mean, do you have other stories before your favorite story?
Yeah, I have a...
All right, you'll end with that. That'll be the last thing you do.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
And then we'll see who has the better story. I got one in front of me as well.
All right. In Michigan City, Indiana, a convicted murderer who sought a reprieve so he could donate part of his liver to his alien sister was executed earlier this morning. What? This morning. Okay.
Yeah, this guy was trying to delay his execution by saying he wanted to donate his liver to his sister, right?
Yeah.
Boy.
Gregory Scott Johnson was executed at 12:28 a.m. for beating and stomping an 82-year-old woman to death.
Dee Dee, that's not funny.
I didn't laugh. Then setting her house on fire to ride the crime.
Dee Dee.
I'm laughing because you're doing,
I'm
things
not
in my
doing
headphones.
How can you laugh at the old woman?
I'm not laughing at the old woman. I'm laughing at him putting in laugh things.
What happened to the old woman again?
She died.
Of what?
He was beating and stomping her. Stop.
I'm not doing anything.
Somebody's doing something.
That's awful.
Okay. Well, Governor Mitch Daniels rejected Johnson's request for reprieve Tuesday. However, he did say he accepted the sincerity of Johnson's motivation in trying to donate part of his liver, but that medical experts had advised against it. Johnson's 48-year-old sister suffers from non-alcoholic cirrhosis. Non-alcoholic. Stop doing that. That makes me laugh.
We're not doing anything. What is wrong with you today?
Why do you think your sister's illness is funny?
I didn't say it was funny, but I heard a laugh in my headphones. So that thing.
What thing?
Okay, never mind.
All right.
The governor's office released a letter Daniels received from two doctors stating that because of the presence of the hepatitis B antibody in his heavy body weight, he was unsuitable as a donor.
Are you going to do this story all day?
No, okay, I'm done.
He's all fat with hepatitis, trying to give his liver away. He didn't beat the old lady to death. He fell on her.
Oh, no, he was beating, stomping her. All right, well, I have my favorite news story. So.
Sure, she was aggravating anyway at that age. Oh, quit hitting me. It's chilly in here.
Oh.
Do you feel damp? Stop.
That's me.
The neighbors are loud.
Let me tell you about how much my medicine costs. Oh, beat her.
That's right. Fist into the teeth. Bread was a nickel. Flap.
I think we have some AP audio from that story, too.
Okay.
He wanted to donate a piece of his liver to his sister, who has cirrhosis. He had asked the Indiana Parole Board and the governor of Indiana permission to do this, which would have caused them to delay the death penalty.
Yeah, all right, we know that part.
The parole board recommended the governor not grant him the extra time to donate the liver, and the governor accepted that recommendation, saying that he had been advised by medical personnel the liver was not needed, that split liver donations are not done very often here in Indiana. His sister would probably be better off with a full liver donated by somebody else.
Yeah.
Of course.
You don't need your stinky liver.
All right, so they execute him.
Stinky.
So he's dead. Stinky, yes.
Yeah.
Stinky liver.
Stinky liver. Well, I'm ready for my favorite story.
Oh, are you?
But we got to wait for Mad Mexican, though, right?
Wow.
A minute later.
Oh, Dee Dee's running the show now. All
I
right.
don't know. I'm just guessing because you
Dee Dee's show.
Yeah.
We don't want to get in Dee Dee's way.
That's right. Welcome to the Dee Dee show.
Well, let's all just step aside, Dee Dee.
No, you said 9:11 and look at the clock.
You're right.
I'm just going by the clock.
Well, it's 9:10. Now we got to waste 50 seconds.
Well, whatever the producer says.
All right, Dee Dee.
The D&D virus is spreading.
Why don't you just fill for 40 seconds? Go ahead, Dee Dee. It's your show now.
It's all about you.
No, it's not all about me. I was just looking at the clock.
Feeling a little comfortable with the boys, are you?
Yeah.
No. So how are you guys doing?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
What are you guys going to do for Memorial Weekend?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Thought starter.
That is a thought starter, but the Mad Mexican is going to start in 15 seconds.
Yeah. Apparently you're obsessed with him.
I like him. He's a cool guy.
He stinks.
Yeah. Isn't this the same song?
Of course it is. He started at 6:40.
Freddie Fender album. That's all he's got.
Well, it's now 9/11, Dee Dee.
Funny. Is this new, or is it the Chico and the Man sound? Maybe theme song would have been funnier.
Sound?
The Chico and the Man sound.
What, a gunshot?
Did you save that bomb?
It's okay, Dee Dee. It's all right.
I'm sorry.
Let me turn off the teletype, and we'll get ready for the Mad
late.
Mexican.
Just like a Mexican, he's late.
Oh, that's just...
Whoa, hey, what is that?
Yeah.
What kind of talk is that?
No, I know. I apologize.
Just trying to squeeze a few extra songs into his show.
Oh, sounds like the end.
Almost?
That was great.
Right.
I didn't get it.
Oh, here we go.
Juan Sebastián, llamarle a Cupido. Yeah, put a rubber on Cupid, why don't you? Okay, do something about those arrows or something. Oh, by the way, quiero mandar saludos, los bienvenidos otra vez a Opie and Anthony. Y el comedian famoso Jim Norton se encuentran aquí en Washington, D.C. Van a estar aquí hoy y mañana. XM 202, XM 202, alta voltaje, it's high voltage. Están aquí de las 7 hasta las 11 de la mañana y tiempo este, ok, en el oeste 4 hasta las 8. So check it out. It's locura of the highest order, and it just so happens that we hear hoy y mañana XM 202, XM 202, high voltage with Opie and Anthony. And in honor of O&A and Jim Norton, things are heating up. Fuego!
Yeah, we love
Fuego!
We love the Fuego.
Yes. He starts the show every morning with Fuego, right? Yeah, this thing rocks. We need guns.
How cool is the Mad Mexican?
Yeah.
Gotta love him.
There he goes, the Mad Mexican.
I don't understand a word of it. I hear jelly bean jar, but a hammer to the skull.
Into my van, bitch.
That's when you hear, oh, these are nice jelly beans. No, I wish I could think of a Christmas song. I couldn't think of Christmas music.
Damn it, you almost had it.
I almost had it, but I realized as I was saying it, I
Silent
don't know any
Night
Christmas songs.
Always just go, Silent Night.
Right.
Yeah, well.
But I wanted to do it right.
Yeah.
All right, Dee Dee. What's your best story? I'm challenging you here.
All right, the Parents Television Council strikes again.
Oh, we
boy.
love them.
Yes.
Yeah, this time targeting hamburger chain Carl's Jr., the company's...
Hamburger.
Yeah. Okay, whatever.
Hamburger.
The company's new television commercial for its new spicy burger features Paris Hilton.
Hamburgers.
Uh-huh.
The cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast.
That was really funny on the replay last night.
All
A
right.
movie about, what did she say, drugs, killing, and hamburgers.
Oh, Francine. Profoundly retarded.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Dee Dee.
No, that's okay. This is what you mean.
Paris
Hilton, yeah.
So she's, basically it features her in a tight-fitting swimsuit, soaping up a Bentley, and crawling all over it before taking a big bite out of the burger. And Melissa Caldwell, research director for the PTC, says this commercial is basically softcore porn. They say she moves the way she puts her finger in her mouth. It's suggestive and very titillating.
Unbelievable.
Titillating.
He's going to kill me. Wait, get him in here. He's going to kill me.
Yeah.
Here, the Mad Mexican. Obviously has nothing to do on his show.
Hey, beware of Mad Mexicans bearing gifts. This is yours. That's Fuego.
Ah, thank you.
I got a copy for you guys, too.
Thank you.
We all want the Fuego.
Thank you, Mad Mexican.
Thank you, Mad Mexican.
What's
How you guys doing? Welcome back.
What's the song you start with? What's the song?
Fuego is the one. It's
Fuego?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuego's the one.
All right, very
That's
nice.
the one I played for you.
We
So
love
got it
the
from
Fuego.
Yeah, of course.
So what are
If
you
I
doing?
don't, who will?
What are you doing on your show today?
We're just offending the masses as we usually do. So
Yeah.
that's
Thank you
basically
for
what it
the
is.
plug. It was
Okay.
very nice.
Oh yeah, of course.
What do you
Like
got?
that, we were
We're
listening.
crazy, but we're not unreasonable. It's a little dog.
You got another? Do you have a puppy called New York?
No, this is the
Oh.
Yankees. I've been a Yankee fan since I was 6, and it was rough last year.
And it's rough
Oh,
this year.
yeah.
Well, although they're
They're starting to play considerably better.
I'm gonna lie.
I hate this Yankee. I'm a Yankee fan. I hate Kevin Brown. I hate his guts. I can't root for him. I can't root for Randy Johnson either. I hate them both.
I got no quarrels with a man. He goes out, does a job, gets his gazillion dollars, and goes on about his life.
He's a bum. Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown is great in June against the A's. Or he's fantastic against the Cubs, maybe, or we don't play the Cubs.
Hey, what's your problem, man?
That's
not going to get me fired, is it?
No.
Oh, okay, I just thought I'd ask.
I just don't like.
Oh, you're opening your CD.
Fuego!
Fuego.
The room is on fire. That's what it is.
How is Chicago?
He's doing fine. He's
doing
guarding
good?
my palatial estate as we speak. And
Opie was wondering. Opie's very fond of your
Yes,
dog.
I am. I love Chicago, that little rascal.
He's doing great, man. You know, he's doing all right. He takes care of me. I take care of him. We kind of made a deal.
What kind of dog is he?
He's a Lhasa Apso.
What's
You know,
that?
one of those Chinese dogs from Tibet.
Oh,
Tibetan
okay.
dogs.
I thought he was a big dog.
Oh, no, he's one of these little guys. They go,
Yeah.
that's Chicago? I go, come on. Okay, well,
Yeah.
they thought I was have a Rottweiler or something.
You got a little rat dog.
It's a little dog, but I will say this. He's a chick magnet.
Oh,
They
really?
attract this guy like you would not believe.
Yeah?
It's wonderful. It's great.
So you walk around Chicago.
Oh, yeah,
and,
sure. I take Chicago around, and
Yeah.
chicks love him. They really do. They
Dog
fall
in one
love with him
hand,
instantly.
hanky with chloroform in the other.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's me. It was either that or a ball-peen hammer, so I had to use something more inconspicuous.
You don't yank that reference out of thin air.
No, none whatsoever. I do have experience in the ball-peen hammer business. Gentlemen, I'm going to have to go back and offend the masses.
right.
Welcome back to D.C. I'll talk to you guys later.
Could you play some Freddie Fender?
Okay. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Play some Freddie Fender.
I grew up in San Benito in South Texas. I knew Freddie Fender, as a matter of fact. I lived
Really?
in his neighborhood, yes, over in San Benito. And it's called El Jardín, which means the Jardín.
You're right.
Okay, that's Spanish for the Jardín. So,
Of course. I have no
yes.
idea what that means.
Okay,
And we
that's
care
good.
why.
Yeah.
Poe, if you're listening, how fast could you get to D.C.? It's getting hot in here.
It certainly is Fuego. Gentlemen, good to see you.
Fuego.
Welcome back to D.C.
Fuego.
Talk to you soon.
Fuego.
Bang Mexican. There he goes.
Wait.
And this is what's going on. Is
Oh, geez, you nailed him.
I love this. This is his show as he's on our show.
Yeah. Just on autopilot.
Autopilot. All right, Dee Dee. So are you done?
No, because Carl Jr. CEO Andy Pudster says to
Andy Pudster?
that's P-U-Z-D or whatever.
Oh, I thought it was Pudster.
So what did Hot
Pudster.
Carl say?
He said for that lady to, get a life. This isn't a Janet Jackson. There's no nipple in this. There's no nudity. There's no sex acts. It's just a beautiful model in a swimsuit.
Did he say
washing
get a
the
life?
car. Yeah, he
Whoa,
said
this guy's
get a
got
life.
What harsh terms.
He said get a life because there's no nipple in it.
There's no Carl's Jr.'s around here, is there?
No,
A West
I don't
Coast
think
thing.
so. Is there?
Like a West Coast thing?
Yeah.
What is the end?
Carl's Jr.
What is the end? Carl's Jr.
Carl's
It's a burger place.
Carl's Jr.
So that's your best story?
I thought it was funny, but no, you know what? Later I have a hot teen story.
Oh.
But I'm saving that for the last.
Oh.
Hey, well, you got no traffic today?
No, it's
They
just,
let her work
they,
for us when we're
yeah,
down
because
here.
it's just too much. You don't
Yeah.
understand. There's a lot of traffic, and
Who's
I
taking
can't
care
do
of Texas?
Beth is today.
All right.
All right, here's
As long as it's taken
my best story of the day, Anthony. It's not as hot as, well, it depends who you are, I guess.
Ooh.
Ex-cop banana flasher jailed.
I didn't see
I got
this
you
one.
beat already.
Okay.
A former Stamford, Connecticut police officer has been sentenced to 20 days in jail for lewdly flashing women with a toy banana on a main Greenwich Avenue. Arthur Bertana, 63, who had been on probation for lewd conduct in Stamford more than 4 years ago, was ordered to serve the term for placing the banana in his pants and then exposing the bulge to women in a sexually offensive manner.
So he wouldn't even, like, hang
Like
it
this,
out.
like Jimmy's doing
Well,
right
Jimmy's
now.
got a banana down his pants.
Oh, no, I don't.
God.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, that's the real deal, Dee Dee. What do you think?
No, wait,
huh?
No, I saw there were 2 bananas
There were
here.
2. Hold on.
Okay,
I can't twist it.
What, can't you get it in place?
No, I'm trying to get on the right side. But how do you keep it from falling down?
Yeah.
That looks good, though.
You want to walk around with a banana in your pants like that?
Yeah. I actually just want to squeeze it and have yellow stuff shoot through my pants. tell girls I've been ill. Sorry. Just got back from Rio.
It was a yellow plush child's toy banana, the sergeant said.
Oh.
It had a smiley face on it.
Of course it did.
That's pretty funny, man.
And he put it down his pants, and then he wouldn't whip it out or anything,
No,
but
he
he'd
would
just kind of like maybe pull his jacket aside or his shirt or something.
And kind of grab it and go, hey,
maybe,
look at this.
Maybe you put one leg forward and cock your hip, if I may use the term. And
should he get 20 days for that, though?
No.
For then showing, like, hey, check that. What is he? Look at the girl in the eyes and then look down at his dick and go, hey, check it out.
You should get a weekend or so for just being silly.
That is just silly.
He's been arrested before, though. I think different fruit. First time it was just grapes. Was he, wait, that's not working. Something phallic that would help.
Ben was doing
orange.
If Ben was doing the same thing, he would just use a cantaloupe.
Ben's actually been arrested for it. He had to show, no, that's just the way I am.
Right.
All right, boy, give that watermelon back immediately.
That's not in my pants.
Look, I have no fruit. Oh, Dee Dee, you rock. We love you.
Rock.
We're going to have you back at, let's call it right around 10 or just before. We'll give you a half hour to get some new stories together, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, we got some, you can hang if you want. We're going to do a couple of these Psycho Ex-Girlfriend remixes that are coming in, Anthony,
yeah,
before
a lot
we
of
go to
those
break.
remixes. A lot of people being very motivated. Hey, it's an autographed picture of the Mad Mexican and Chicago.
Oh, wow. We got to bring this back to New York. It says, best wishes, O&A and Jim. It says the Mad Mexican, and then Chicago. He's pointing to Chicago.
That's
that
the little
dog is adorable.
Isn't it, Anthony? Look at that.
What a cute
Isn't that
dog.
nice?
Oh, look at the little white face. He's got like a little white face.
No, you didn't.
Jesus Christ.
He was wrong.
Opie.
That's wrong. Oh.
Little white dog.
Is he out there? Oh, my God. You know, even I've been...
That costs money, too, for those pictures.
I've been with Opie on the air now for just about, 10 years. 10 years. Even I didn't see that coming. I swear to you, I did not think you would do that. Oh, my God.
He took the time to write Chicago with a little arrow.
With an arrow.
Pointing to his cute little dog.
You are a prick.
Oh.
You are a prick.
Little dog all happy.
Oh.
Can you get another one, please?
Yeah.
Please get another one. Just tell him something happened. We spilled coffee on it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Tell him we spilled some Opie on it.
Yeah. You are awful, man. The guy...
We'll get another one.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Where do you get the other one?
You are really not right.
Yeah, we'll get another one. That's something happened. Carlo, bring me a side picture. Something happened here.
That is more of a visual.
Yeah.
Because you just see everyone's faces just get really uncomfortable.
But that comes through audio very, very well. That rip was pretty distinct. People knew what was going on.
Oh,
no one thought that was a newspaper.
All right, well, Anthony.
Hey, this is a really nice picture. Look at the dog. All right, wonder what he's doing.
Anthony, we got more Psycho Ex-Girlfriend remixes. You want to? We're getting new listeners every day. You want to explain the Psycho Ex-Girlfriend phone calls really fast
these
first?
Tapes that were on the internet a while back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a guy had a girl. They were together for only a few months, and I guess he decided to break up with her. Maybe even just started treating her like crap, trying to get her to break up with him. But obviously the relationship was done with. And she called and left plenty of messages, I think 50 or so, on his phone. He took them, and instead of calling her back and being all nice and sweet like she wanted him to be, he put it on the internet. And we all get to hear it.
Right. And then the listeners have started making remixes. What's wrong, Timmy?
You are so bad, man.
I knew it was a bad move. As soon as I saw the picture, you turned sideways. I'm like, yeah. I ain't gonna be around for long.
Yeah, it turned sideways and it was over.
It is the cutest publicity shot ever, too.
It really is. Him holding the little dog.
All proud and stuff with his Chicago hat or shirt on, whatever.
It's adorable.
Anyway, so the remixes have started to come in, Anthony, and so far I'd have to say they're just missing, but still kind of entertaining to listen to. Oh, I thought you had some, Steve. I'm sorry.
He's on his way back in.
Uh-oh. You didn't tell him what happened, did you?
No.
I'm not that brave.
Are you afraid of him?
I don't know. He's got kind of like a loco.
Loco, very good.
That's why you're using those terms.
A loco,
I like how you use those
look
terms.
to him.
Loco.
I gotta pee real quick. I'll play the clip.
What?
You play the clip.
Well, we're all going to take a break soon, Jim.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's good tinkle.
Bill Lumberg remix, Anthony.
Yeah.
From Office Space.
Mm-hmm.
So this came in overnight. It's from Chemistry.
Chemistry did this one?
Chemistry did this one. Take a listen.
So, what's happening?
I'm done doing this thing with you, chasing you, until the part where you'd exhaust me. Well, you have already.
I wasn't aware.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
So do you really want it to be over? Is that what you want? Are you going to be a happy boy then?
Yeah. So, I guess we should probably go ahead and have a little talk.
I guess so. That's what you told me. So I guess I should just listen to that.
Yeah. If you could just go ahead and make sure you do that from now on, that would be great.
Call me back. You better call me soon, because I'm done chasing you. I can't express this to you enough.
Yeah. So, if you want to, go ahead and...
Sometimes you only do this so many times, and then it just becomes fucking old, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there. Yeah.
I'm going to bed, and I am certainly moving on tomorrow morning. Goodbye.
Thanks.
Sage message.
There you have it. It's not bad, right, Ant?
I like the Lumberg, but he could have put it together a little better, I think. Not bad.
All right, that was from Chemistry. The next one is from Nick and Rob from Long Island. It's myself and the Psycho Ex-Girlfriend getting together here.
What's up?
Well, we seem to have a little problem here, you and I.
What?
Apparently you're stealing things out of my house
Oh,
now.
my God.
The heart crystal, the Swarovski crystal that was on my countertop. Where did you take that to?
I did not.
That wasn't yours. My brother bought that for me, and now you're stealing things out of my home.
You're insane.
So, unless you want me to call the police and tell them that I need you to return the stuff that you stole from my house, however small it might be, it was significant to me, and I want that back.
You got to calm down a little bit.
And I don't know how many other things you stole from me. So, we got a little problem here.
Whatever.
If you think that you can do this to me, well, you got a fucking another thing coming.
Oh, my God.
You said you weren't going to run away. What the hell did I do wrong this time?
I don't know, dickhead, because I don't know what was going on that day, fuckface.
You were a fucking asshole. You know what? You can do it to me, but I can't do it to you.
Tough shit.
Nothing is ever stable to you, is it?
Holy shit, are you kidding me?
Just thought I'd let you know that just found out that my father's going into the hospital on Wednesday because he's already been diagnosed with prostate cancer, and he's had cancerous cells removed twice before from surgery, and they found more. So now he's going in, and we never know how bad it is or if it spreads until they go in and operate. So that's Wednesday. So I just hope you fucking leave me alone and don't fuck with me, because I've had enough.
Who cares?
That one had its moments, no?
I like that one. I
That had its moments.
You're laughing.
Hard to get happy after that.
Oh!
Hey, look who's back, the Mad Mexican.
Mad Mexican.
What's going on, bro?
I brought a smaller version of the one you spilled coffee on. I don't know if you did it intentionally or what.
No. Oh, no, I didn't spill coffee. I mean, yeah, I did. Oh, no, it was...
Yeah, where is it? It's right there. It's right on.
Yeah,
where is it? You guys spilled coffee on it intentionally?
No.
My dog's a nice guy. Give him a break.
I got to tell you, that dog is adorable.
I told you, he's a magnet for babes.
That's amazing.
How
I love
many
it.
babes have you got over the dog?
We're in triple digits now.
Holy shit.
Nice.
Yeah,
She's got a potty mouth.
Well, we got a
it
smaller
would
version.
appear.
We got a smaller version of the picture, Anthony.
Yeah, sure. That smaller version of the picture.
Where's the big version?
Jimmy, why don't you just keep that?
I'm going to.
Hold on to that picture.
I like that.
Can I see the?
No.
What?
I like it. I like it. I'd like
Why don't
to
you
hang
just
it up
light it up? We'll just fuego it up now that we're at it, okay?
I'd like to
Except the
keep
popcorn
it at the
copter out.
studio. I'd like to hang it up in our studio.
I like the signature. In the signature, you got the same M as you'd use for Mad and for Mexican. I kind of like that.
Oh, that's nice.
It's cool.
Oh, that's really adorable. Can I
I've
see
been a
that?
Mad Mexican 30 years, gang. Come on.
It's such a small picture. I'd really like to see it.
Okay, here it is. Here it is. How's this version? Is that okay?
Why won't you hand it over to me?
In front of everybody. And
All right, well.
Gentlemen, I'm going to go back to offend the masses. Once again, hey, welcome to D.C.
Oh,
okay?
thank you,
Enjoy
Mad Mexican.
Okay.
It's
And I'll
it's a
be
pleasure.
seeing you eventually, okay?
All
This is a
right.
cute little picture.
It's adorable.
All right.
Wait.
Oh, jeez, you turned around. That is not to go to Opie,
No.
especially when he's still in the.
We got to scotch tape the other one back
area.
together. We are, and then take a picture for the website.
You're horrible, man.
Just hang it up in the studio after we leave today. All right, Ant, we should take a break.
Yes.
So the Psycho Ex-Girlfriend remixes are coming in. You like that one, kind of?
That one was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Really sounded like you were getting the phone call.
Anthony, we got to get to some old business after the break.
Old business?
We were talking about Alan Sniffen. Well, he had an MP3 audio response that we were talking about yesterday.
And on the New York radio message board, all of the people that have responded are just clamoring, saying Alan did a great job. He kicked our asses and showed us, beat us at our own game. They're saying all of his fans have rallied around him and said he did a great job with his audio response to what we said.
Really?
The news guy being fired.
Somehow I doubt that.
Well, we'll see what it's all about next. How's that sound?
All right.
All right. Why don't we hit the little button there that gets us out of here?
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the Owenay virus.
All right. Why is it that I'm a weirdo for wrapping toilet paper around my finger to make myself
because it's not your nostril.
Yeah, no,
it's your ass.
No.
So why not just blow your nose?
Oh, I do. I blow my nose, but sometimes there's just something hanging on there. It's very sticky.
Jimmy,
sometimes.
no offense. I've never heard anyone else doing what you do.
I know, it's odd, but
I
I
don't
don't
violate your ass with your own
actually-
finger and toilet paper.
For the new listeners, he wraps a bunch of toilet paper around his one finger, his index finger, and he shoves it up.
Up there. How far? Knuckle? Two
These
knuckles?
guys make it seem like I'm running and jamming it. I just gently, not just enough to make
How
sure it's
high?
clean. I don't know, maybe
how deep do you
One or
go?
two knuckles.
up to the watch.
How far do you go?
One or two.
One, dude, not two. One.
One?
I think one's even weird, though, man.
One is a little weird.
I think it's a little weird, bro.
It is. You should just, the surface is fine. You can get a good, cleanup going, but you don't have to go up in there.
1 foot on the seat, one on the floor, bent forward.
Like we were discussing last week, as long as the door's closed, you don't need to know what's behind that door.
He's got a whole stance and everything.
Yeah.
1 foot. Wait a minute.
It's like a Heisman Trophy on the toilet.
You get up off the toilet.
I stand.
You stand up.
Yeah.
Now you put.
Hold on, you can't stand. That messes up everything back there.
It mushes them back together.
No, because I stand.
It's kind of like the. Hold on. I got a quick thing.
All right.
It reminds me of painting as a kid, and you have paint on one side, and then they make you fold the
like
paper.
A paint blot.
Yeah, and then you open it up. It's like, wow, now
Yeah.
that paint's over there.
You're doing a Rorschach test between your butt cheeks.
How did you know that was called a Rorschach test?
You don't know that?
No one knows that. Rorschach didn't know they named it after him until he just heard you say it. What I do is I stand up.
Now, do you face the toilet? You turn and face it and put 1 foot up on it?
That's really depends on what the way. You kind of have to kind face the back.
Yeah,
a little
okay.
bit. I mean, I don't get back by the septic tank like I'm Washington on the front of the boat. 1 foot up and look forward. Throw a nickel across the bathroom.
He has a toilet stool. We've discussed that.
We've heard about his toilet stools. In order to get a good dump, Jimmy has a little footstool that he puts his feet up on.
to help the cleanup, right? No,
while his feet are elevated, it's easier for him to
It's
dump.
better for your intestines. It's a healthier position to be in, and I actually
It takes your feet off the floor about 6 to 8 inches, I think.
It just makes your insides bend up a bit. It's actually
So he's sitting there like he's in a mercury capsule.
Sometimes I'll put my hand on my chin and the other on my knee, and I look like the thinker. But I get off the bowl, I put my left foot on the floor, my right foot on the seat.
Oh, my God.
I lean forward. I reach back. And
my God.
And the kid gets to work.
You know, that's the same stance, the same pose that's on the tampon boxes for girls to insert the tampon.
There you go.
Yeah, they put a leg up and then pop it in there. So you're using that stance, only you bend over.
I'm a trainable.
You are a trainable. Wow, and how long have you done this?
My whole life.
Your whole entire life.
Yeah.
From the first time you remember wiping, you've stood up to wipe.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
All right, we're back with the O&A virus spreading across America. We're live from Washington, D.C. today and tomorrow, having a lot of fun. It is Whip 'em Out Wednesday, by the way. We should give that a plug real fast again. It's a very simple concept, Anthony. You just get a wow in your car, and if the girls feel like it, they're going to flash you when they see the wow. It has happened for many, many years on this program.
Tell them, Fred.
And basically, to get involved, you just got to get a wow sticker on your car, or you can make a homemade wow sign, and that supports the show, and maybe, just maybe, you'll see some boobs like other people have over the years. You can get your wow stickers by sending a self-addressed stamped envelope to our studio in New York City. That address is up on opieandanthony.com, okay? Right, for your wow stickers. We were going to go to the Alan Sniffen thing, but I think we have an update on Beth. Remember Beth from Seattle?
Let me think. No.
Yeah. Do you? You really should remember Beth. Anyone?
Beth from Seattle.
Why should I?
I do know that name.
Hot lesbo gym shower story girl.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
The girl, she had the older woman who's kind of seduced her in the...
Right. Now I'm remembering.
And the girl went down on her kneeling in the shower.
On the
flip-flops.
It was like her first lesbian experience. She was working out late at night or something, and she was in the shower, and all of a sudden this girl came on to her, and they ended up in the shower, and the fun ensued.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Beth in Seattle. Beth?
Hi.
What's going on, Beth?
Hello.
Nothing much. I thought I'd give you guys a call to let you know the update on that story.
Wow, why are you moaning?
Update?
Yeah. Just
You sound all
morning.
hot. What?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was at the gym working out, and I saw her there, and I went into the locker room after my workout, and she was in there, and I'm such a pussy. I couldn't even, walk up and talk to her, so I just kind of walked by her and kind of dropped my clothes on the floor and walked into the shower, hoping that she would maybe follow me. And I was sitting there for, it felt like forever, just in the shower. And I'm like, fuck, she's not going to come in. I should just go out there and be like, hey, I like you. Maybe we could hang out sometime. And I'm sitting there trying to, talk myself up to go out there. And she, rips back the curtain. And she's like, you are such a tease. And we ended up making out on, the little benches that are out by the lockers.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Because the water was so hot that it was actually, burning. I don't know. There's something wrong with the way the water's working right now at the gym. We can't be in there for very long because it's, scalding hot. So we were moved out onto the benches, those plastic benches. And I did go down on her this time, and I got her phone number. So I let you guys know that I actually got a little gumption and asked her. So,
Good for you.
Wow.
This rocks.
That's a nice little scenario.
So you ate a little box, huh?
Yeah.
Way to put it.
Sorry, really made it romantic.
I know.
It's nice.
Took everyone out of the game. So you ate her box?
So you got a face full of goo, did you? That's nice.
Did it stink? Stink.
Did she do anything to you?
Yeah, actually. I mean, she went down on me, and she, man, like she has the greatest hands. I can't even describe them. They're like elegant and small, and like the way they run. I can't even. Just thinking about it now, and like the way she would just touch me, and she went down on me, and she fingered me for a while, and we barely got away with it because we heard someone walking in, and I ran into the shower, and she started changing, and when I came back out, she kissed me and gave me her phone number, and she said we should hang out sometime. So.
Do you understand right now the inside of my boxers looks like the bottom of a cereal bowl when you're finished?
Well, I'm glad I could help out.
You're fantastic.
With that, Jimmy.
Oh, Beth, you're the best. This happened this morning?
Yeah, just a couple hours ago.
Well, and you're in Seattle, so what are we talking, like 6 in the morning or so?
It was 2 in the morning, I think. And I just got back from the gym, and I went for a jog, and then I thought I'd give you guys a call and let you know what's going on.
You sound like you're still bothered and worked up.
I am, but I'm also really tired.
Where are you right now?
I'm in my bed in my apartment.
Crossing my fingers right now, by the way. Beth.
Yeah?
It's just, it's just me and Anthony and Jimmy. There's no one else really listening. And you sound kind of like you need to, I don't know, release. What do you say?
I've only been listening to you guys for a couple of months, but I really like you. But,
oh my God, you barely know the girl that ate your box at the gym.
What's
the difference?
Well, she's cuter than you guys.
It's not saying much.
All right. Well, just picture me with a blonde wig and...
Keep talking.
Have you seen the Photoshops?
Yeah.
You don't have to picture so much.
Yeah.
They've done that.
They've done it. They've done it all with our faces.
Picture me with my arms above my ear and that little delicious V showing from under my shirt.
I think you should picture me with the Photoshop of my head on Brad Pitt's body. I think that one's out there as well.
Yeah, with like girl hair.
Right.
I actually saw pictures of you guys for the first time because I was looking up Opie and Anthony online. And I have to congratulate you guys for not being big, fat fucks like all the other radio guys out there.
Yeah, we're breaking the mold.
Yeah.
Hey, Beth, we really have to try to make this happen. The listeners are begging for it.
Are they?
Yeah, a little, I don't know. You got a little toy there, maybe?
Got any toys?
I do. I have a couple toys.
All right, what do you got?
Man, I'm so tired, but I guess... All right, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, grab a toy. Let's get into it a little bit here. No one's really listening.
Oh,
We're kind of having a bad show today. They're listening to the 70s channel and the Mad Mexican and all other things today.
Do you guys think that if I wasn't an exhibitionist, I would have called you guys in the first place?
Good point.
Good point, Beth. Good point.
Are you naked?
No, I'm wearing little black underwear, little boy shorts. But that's it. That's what I sleep in.
I invented girls named Beth.
Invented girls moaning on the radio. All right, and you're topless. I'm trying to remember what your body looked like again. I remember we were very happy at your description.
I'm about 125. I'm a swimmer, 5'5", short blonde hair.
Yeah, that's right. Short blonde hair.
She's a swimmer and a diver.
All right, it sounds like you might be starting out here. Yeah, of course you are.
I don't know if I can come on the radio. Say something to put me over, Jim.
I got it. I got it.
I'm gonna help you go over. All right, I'm laying back. I have plastic on the floor. Drop it on me.
No, you ass! It was right there.
This is a giant cock.
We had her, you ass.
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm sorry, I ruined it.
Asshole!
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
I love you guys anyway.
Thank you, Beth.
And that's nothing but pure and simple old-fashioned communism. Happens every time one of those dancers start poontanging around with those showfolk fags.
All right, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Bye, Beth. You're terrific as usual. No?
What?
Is there a chance that you could finish up, or?
I can't.
Huh? Did we wreck the moment? Whoa, hey, wait a minute. Dee Dee, who's running the show today, has entered the studio. Dee Dee?
Yeah.
What do you mean she's faking
The boss
it?
just came in.
What?
Go ahead.
Dee Dee's in studio, Beth.
Her boss just came in?
I mean, you as the boss.
Oh, I'm not a boss. I'm just saying she's faking it.
How do you know she's faking it?
Hi, Dee Dee.
Hi.
Beth is our hot chick from Seattle that
What's
likes
her
to
name?
have sex with older
Hi,
women
Beth.
in gym showers. Faking it? What do you mean? How do you know she's faking it?
It just sounds like she's faking it.
I am projecting. I usually come very quietly, which I don't think would be very entertaining.
Oh, so you were just giving a little...
No, they like it loud.
Huh? Yeah, we do like it loud.
They like it loud.
Yeah, we're going to spank Dee Dee. Beth, we're going to spank Dee Dee in a little while.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to listen to the replay after you wake up from your nap.
And I may hit Dee Dee with my oatmeal and knock her unconscious. Because this is really... I want to thank Rick for bringing this. It's really cool to have oatmeal with no fluid in it at all.
Look at that.
Jesus Christ. Did you pull this out of a skull? What is this?
Who made it?
Usually you don't want too much liquid in your oatmeal, but listen.
Oh my God! Look That at is this. devoid of moisture.
Oh my God!
Wow, I got the same mixture over
This
here.
is good for breakfast and tile grouting.
All right, Beth.
It's like tuna fish.
You left us hanging a little bit. You're gonna have to call back soon, and we'll let you finish. Okay?
Okay, I'll talk to you guys.
we have
tomorrow.
audio from inside the locker room. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, really?
your mouth. They're paying for it. You eat it.
Oh God damn.
I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right, Beth. All right,
Bye.
Beth. Hoo-hoo.
Bye.
Hoo-hoo. Love that name. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Someone's suggesting that Dee Dee and Beth have phone sex.
No. Are you serious?
Yeah, would you do it?
I'm not a lesbian, though.
Oh.
Would you talk dirty to Liddy?
Liddy. Do you have Liddy today, Jimmy?
There's always around.
Oh, I didn't know. I
Yeah.
didn't see her
Who's
today.
Liddy?
Nothing. I don't want to talk about it.
No.
By the way,
Is that what you call it?
It's whatever. Of course.
call it.
You call it Liddy? Not...
No, not that.
Oh, I think you
no.
were talking about his penis.
No.
No.
What is Liddy?
I call this the apology hour.
Hey, a lot of people pissed off at Norton right now. Tony in the Bronx. Tony!
Norton, you are the biggest tool in the world. I'm sitting here with my rod in my hand, and you got to go screaming something out like, drop it on my face.
No, first of all, silly goose, I said chest, and she said to say something sexy, so I was trying to be sexy. I don't know.
But your infatuation with feces has gone far enough when I got a rod in my hand and you're talking about it.
Dude, I didn't say feces. I didn't. How do you know what I was talking about?
I can't tell you how many guys were calling in saying they're going to drive off the road.
You guys are great.
All right,
Thank you
Tony.
guys for, being back. But you suck,
I was just
Jimmy.
thinking the other day that we need to bring some of this sexiness back, that we haven't had enough girls doing that thing for us, you know? So that was great of Beth to help us out today.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the Alan. Well, we have Dee Dee with the news. We got Alan Sniffen. What do we want to do here? Yeah, you want to do that? Okay.
A little bit. A little hot water maybe so we can bring in for this oatmeal.
All right, here's the problem with the Alan Sniffen clips. We're going to want to stop these, and if they're in cart form, I'm screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Go find out right now, Steve.
Oh, boy.
But I guess we could start by setting up the Alan Sniffen bit, Anthony. Basically, this all started with our assault on the media that went perfectly with Nathaniel.
Right.
Everyone knows what happened by now. The videos are up on opieandanthony.com. Basically, Nathaniel held up Opie and Anthony Spread the Virus sign on live TV. The reporter got bent out of shape and pretty much cursed him out after his broadcast was
behind the reporter, and he said, Opie and Anthony, XM satellite radio, which got picked up on the microphone, and I guess the reporter heard it. Might have looked into a monitor and seen Nathaniel standing behind him, and right when they were supposed to cut to tape, he turned around and said, what did he say?
What the fuck is your problem, man?
What the fuck is your problem, man?
Right.
And apparently they hadn't cut to tape yet, so that went out live. He got fired, and Alan Sniffen went on his message board.
I'm just going to play the audio of the event again, because we're getting new listeners every day, just so they're up to speed. But this is basically what happened. Here's the audio portion of the video that you can see on opieandanthony.com.
Good morning, Sean. This is apparently a very simple crime to commit. All one has to do is buy multiple Metro cards, stand at the turnstile, and just continuously swipe people in all day. Police sources say these guys net a couple $100 a day, and that's pure profit, but it's costing the TA a great deal, about $16 million a year, and they're trying to put a stop to it. What the fuck is your problem, man?
So the guy didn't even wait. He was so bent out of shape, and he turned around and said that, and then he got fired pretty much like 3-4 hours later.
Yeah.
Not even, I think.
It was over.
It was over, and it was a huge story for the show, and we encourage you guys to continue that.
Yeah.
So
and there was no way, the reporter tried to, there was really even no way to put a good slant on it. You know, there's just nothing he could do, pretty much. Just saying, it's...
I know what you're saying.
Actually, it was
I
good.
hear ya.
It was actually good.
Brother.
So Alan Sniffen just said it was wrong what we did.
so horny.
Look, I'm not trying to be a jerk. All I'm saying is when you get into that stuff, you're really on a slippery slope.
Me so horny. Me love you long time.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, my God. That's not right. So he got fired.
Yeah.
Alan Sniffen, on his New York radio message board, he wrote a post about how awful it was, what we were doing, how we shouldn't be doing this, how we shouldn't be using the background of a reporter's story when he's out in the field to promote the show. It's hijacking their report, and it got this guy fired. Mm-hmm. And my argument has been, no, it didn't get this guy fired. What got this guy fired was him cursing on the air.
His unprofessionalism.
Right. The guy, and regardless if it was us or a number of other events that pop up behind reporters on a daily basis out there, this happened. If somebody else was walking up those subway steps, let's say, and had nothing to do with Nathaniel, a radio show, nothing, just somebody walking up the steps, and as he's doing his story, said, hey, hi, Mom, he would have turned around and said, what the fuck is your problem? He would have done the same thing because he was upset that the story was getting screwed up, that his report was screwed up. Not that Opie and Anthony's sign was behind him. The guy was pissed. And he turned around and very unprofessionally cursed on the air, and that's what got him fired. Not what we're doing. Other reporters have done their story and been fine. That we've been behind him showing signs for the show and getting a little bit of publicity. But Alan can't quite grasp that and thinks that it is our fault that he got fired because we did this and he got fired. So obviously you put those two things together, we got him fired.
So Alan Sniffen, who's a dentist and also an expert on...
Oh, by the way, he's a dentist.
He's a dentist and he's also an expert on New York radio.
Yeah.
He decided to respond with an MP3 audio response, he calls it.
Now, every week, Alan puts together what he calls board reflections. He takes the week's top posts and comments on the board, and then he does a little... almost what you'd call a radio show.
Yeah.
Based on his message board.
Yeah.
Which is frequented by all kinds of radio people, either people that are really in the business, old radio guys that are out of the business now but had been in the business, and a lot of just radio wannabes also are there that assume to know everything about radio. And that's who he's doing his little show to.
Small audience. It's pretty much like muttering to yourself with a theme song.
We got the jingle, by the way.
I love the jingle. He had a jingle put together for his board reflection.
You might be hearing that we're slightly distracted.
Yeah.
We got a photographer in here from Penthouse Magazine.
Yes, we do.
Trying to take shots of us as we talk.
She's lovely, by the way.
She's beautiful.
It's a girl.
It's a girl.
It's not a guy, it's a girl.
I didn't say a guy, did I?
No.
No, she's a lovely gal.
It's good that it's a girl.
Mind taking her out for some ice cream?
Ooh.
Maybe a malted.
Nice. 2 straws. 2 straws.
Exactly. Malt. Both for me, my fat stomach.
2 straws, please. Suck them down and look at her puzzled face.
Yeah.
So,
why isn't he sharing?
Bring me another.
So the story continues to have legs. Alan Sniffen is still discussing it. And we got a couple of his clips here from his audio response.
It went on for 17 minutes.
Yeah, we can't give you guys 17 minutes.
Alan, we can't go for 17 minutes. So
know why? Because we actually planned for a show today.
We would have. Yeah, we would have. We would have hoped you had more.
We would have taken the 17 minutes and turned it into 35.
Right. But so apparently somebody kind of cut it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't take away from his. The point he was
You got to get a picture of Jimmy, too. He's part of the show.
You don't have to if you don't want to. Just get me from the side, like right there. Just the lower part, from the nose to the chin. It's my best feature. People will think it's a tumor photograph. What is this, a thing on brain cancer? No, that's a guy standing there.
Oh, she's backing up a lot while she's trying to take your picture.
I know, it's really depressing. She's getting like that Charles Whitman angle.
Do you photograph for Penthouse exclusively?
No.
No?
I shoot for a lot of different people.
Have you ever photographed for Penthouse?
Yeah.
And naked women?
No.
No?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the big
Oh,
Do you know Suze Randall?
No.
You know who she is, right? No. Very famous photographer. Takes a lot.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
She shoots for Penthouse?
Yeah, I think she shoots for everyone. I know Penthouse. She should.
I'll be right back.
Did you like the Bridges of Madison County?
No.
I thought that was like a photographer's movie.
You going?
Do you keep film in your refrigerator?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Danielle.
Hi, Danielle. I'm Jim.
Hi.
Jesus. We got a love connection.
Yeah.
You like her?
Sure do.
Without the connection part.
Exactly. It's just kind of me, like a loose, fat-titted wire flopping around in the water.
Oh, God. We're easily distracted on this program. So I guess why don't we start with Alan Sniffen and the jingle that we joked about yesterday.
We love the
It's
jingle.
a good one.
I guess we're ready to go with the rest of the thing here. I need the jingle first.
Here's Alan Sniffen.
All right, this is Alan Sniffen, and I've got my response to Opie and Anthony on Board Reflections for May 24, 2004.
MusicRadio77.com.
That's right, Board Reflections. Trying to make comments about comments being made to the New York Radio Message Board, the mecca of all Internet radio message boards.
Yeah. All right, he knew we were going to play this today because he's really working.
Yeah.
I could tell right off the bat.
The Mecca, it's the only radio message board. No one else gives a shit. And second of all, that theme music sounds like the sex music for every, like, 19 bad 70s Showtime movie you ever jack off to.
Oh,
like, you ever see those British movies when they're having sex? That's exactly the same
that
music.
wacky, almost Benny Hill type. But it's, yeah. That's an old jingle from ABC.
Of course.
From Music Radio. WABC.
Over, I guess, the course of the end of last week, I had some critical comments about...
Sorry, and I'm trying to move these clips over so we can stop them. And I need Derek's help. I can't do it. Perfect. I know what to do from there.
Is this Derek's first trip with us?
Week, I had some critical
hold on.
Don't interrupt Alan.
Wait, why is that? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
I was wondering if it was Derek's first trip with us. First road trip.
Yeah.
And it is. Look at him. Is that a real ID? With your picture on it and everything? You're like a real employee.
Yeah, they actually sent this up to New York a few months ago.
Wow.
God, how jealous are Nathaniel and Danny?
Yeah. They don't have those, right?
No way.
No.
Oh.
They don't even have licenses, those incompetent idiots. You hold a sign, stupid. You, on the other hand, are a strapping young go-getter with Timothy Hutton hair.
Derek didn't have to do any assaults on the media to become an employee of XM.
No.
Isn't that amazing?
I don't even think it works either, too. They just gave it to me. It still says intern on it. Yeah.
You know what's amazing? I was thinking about this. You kind of separated yourself from the group by having the balls to hit a sound or a song during the show. Just your own decision. Remember that fateful day where he made a decision to just hit a song in the middle of us being on the air, and we were like, "What the hell is?" And it fit and it worked, and that's all it took to separate him from. You know, those other guys.
Those other two fraidy cats just sitting there with notebooks.
Right.
Let's ask Eric to do it. And Eric's terrified in the studio, fumbling around, nervous, shaking.
Because I give him evil looks all morning long.
You see, sometimes you're too close to me today. I'm just. His head starts moving. Balloons.
Well, now I got to explain. Like, we all have that space that you don't want anyone,
Mine is very big.
Yeah,
I have a very big space radius. I need it clear.
Well, it's Utah.
I don't need people around me.
In New York, Eric sits. I mean, he is so close that unfortunately I could smell his breath.
Oh, jeez.
Is that bad? I've actually never noticed.
Well, that's where that whole thing started.
Oh, one time me and him were talking, and someone opened a dumpster nearby.
Oh my God!
It's been much better.
I'm just kidding.
Eric gets very uncomfortable.
So
when
by much better,
you
you mean fixed, right? Completely.
It's much better.
Is that so?
It's much better.
I never noticed there was a problem.
No,
to be honest with you.
Anyway,
I never did either because I have that huge area that nobody's supposed to be in. But he uses the computer that Opie also uses during the show.
Yeah, but Eric is really good in the studio helping us out behind the scenes. But he sits right to my left. I mean, right next to me. And some mornings I'm a little uptight.
Oh, yeah.
And then those are the days I'm like, dude, you're sitting way too fucking close to me.
Yeah, I can't have somebody next to me, though. I can't do that either. No. I have to have like a little bit of space, yeah. Just to kind of put my arms out and, like, do, bird imitations. Yeah.
All right. Here we go, Anthony, with more of Alan's sniffing.
Ooh.
Right?
Over, I guess, the course of the end of last week, I had some critical comments about Opie and Anthony. The guys that used to work at WNEW now are on XM satellite radio. I was critical of them because their actions with respect to some of their fans resulted in a TV reporter losing his job. Now, call me crazy, but somehow I felt bad for this TV reporter that he was put in a position that resulted in him doing something he should not have done. And incidentally, I acknowledge he said something he shouldn't have said. He used the F word. We all know that by now, right? Well, it resulted in him being fired. But I was critical of the Opie and Anthony program because they encouraged this kind of behavior from their fans.
That behavior isn't the core reason of his firing. We can do this, and we will continue to do this, because it works, and reporters, they get flustered, but part of being out in the field.
They're self-important asses, first of all. Mm-hmm. And again, I raised this point the other day. It's amazing how they cover 9/11. They cover You never heard an Al Zarqawi beheading covered and had a reporter go, "What the fuck is going on?" But meanwhile, this guy is doing some inane report on a homeless guy swiping Metro cards, and his report is interrupted, and the ego gets involved, and he can't get over it, and he reacts normally. Well, just because it's a normal reaction and because it's an understandable reaction doesn't mean that you don't deserve to be fired for it, or that it's somebody. If I see a girl with a great ass, it's a normal and understandable reaction to go over and grab it. But you know what? Is it her fault for wearing the short skirt, or my fault because I can't control myself?
Very good.
That's right. It's her fault, cocktease.
Everyone is saying that Alan is saying 2004.
Oh, he did. He screwed up at the beginning.
All right. That's right. As long as the jingle
I see Alan's point. I do.
Yeah.
I could see his point. I could see how somebody absolutely can have that point and that's fine. I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with him saying that we are responsible for this guy's firing. What Nathaniel did behind him, obviously if Nathaniel didn't do it, he wouldn't have been fired because he never would have lost his cool and said that. So you can say he was responsible in that way. But, like I said before, if a guy was walking up those subway steps and Nathaniel wasn't even there was no assault on the media, some guy coming out of the subway just waves at the camera and says, "Hi, Mom," and doesn't shut up, or whatever he does, and that reporter turned around and said the F word, he would have been fired. And then whose fault is it? The guy coming out of the subway? Would it have been the guy walking out of the subway's fault if he would have said something into the camera and the guy lost his cool, said fuck, and got fired? Would it have been the guy coming out of the subway his fault?
Why don't we take it one step farther, Alan? How about this? It's the homeless guy's fault, because if that bum hadn't been swiping cards, this poor man never would have been there to be in a position to have Nathaniel hold the sign up. Matter of fact, let's go back one step farther. Come on. His own actions got him fired. End of story. Right. You can't say fuck on television. Sorry.
There it is. Regardless of what's going on behind you, whether it's us, an intern with a sign saying Opie and Anthony XM Satellite Radio, or it's some passerby that wants to mouth off to the camera, or it's kids on a schoolyard story throwing something at the reporter, whatever it is, you got to remain cool and keep calm and not say curses.
They don't even curse in war zones.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Dan Rather and Brokaw, these guys have been to Iraq, and they don't curse while there's bullets being fired. Right. They know that you don't say fuck on TV.
Right.
So
that's it.
If they can get away with that in a war zone and not let that fly out, you have no argument. The bottom line is he's a naughty potty mouth, and he should go back to doing what he does best, which I don't know what that is. It's apparently not reporting, because his career is ruined. All right.
Alan can't grasp that whole
Well, he gets it. He gets it.
Well, let's see what else he has to say here.
Opie and Anthony responded on their XM radio program today to me, and I guess they would like me to respond back to them, which I'm up to doing. But see, here's the problem, guys. I have a real job, and I get busy. With this real job here. So, it's very hard for me just out of nowhere to respond. You know what I'm saying here?
He's using sound effects. How great is that? The guy puts dentist sound effects because he's a dentist.
Yeah.
That's very funny. The guy obviously has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
He's I think through the years we've butted heads with him a few times, and I think he understands our show. He understands what we do here, and obviously we've had differences of opinion, and the guy doesn't agree with our point on this whole thing. We don't agree with his.
We watch porn, he jerks off to the Marathon Man.
God, Jimmy.
Let's The White Angel!
It's safe. That must be great for a dentist.
That's classic.
It's the White Angel.
All right, let's play another clip from Alan Sniffin's response here.
First of all, let's get some analogies straight here, okay? This is a case of a guy trying to do his job, that is the TV reporter, and having people come up behind him and intentionally trying to hijack his program. So this is not a case of some innocent guy walking down the street minding his own business. This is somebody trying to do a job, and these guys are in effect sabotaging it by trying to hijack what he's doing for some other purpose. So at least let's understand what we're talking about here.
So, like, again, it comes down to you have to control yourself. Like, when a dentist, let's use this example, there are times where dentists will put a young lady under, and this kind of goes back to my skirt example. Is it the woman's fault for wearing a revealing shirt when the dentist grabs those tits, those moments that you described so well, Ed? Is it her fault, or is it his fault for having a lack of control? Now, it's an understandable response. You see big tits, you want to grab them. Right. Any man could say, you know what, if I strip myself to the core, by golly, I'd love to do that. But you know what? Too bad. You can't do it.
Some self-control, regardless of the situation.
And this goes beyond jobs and sabotaging. This is just knowing what you can do and what you can't do in any situation. This is just a human intuition. This is called being an intelligent adult.
And I'll tell you something else. If this guy was in the studio doing a report from inside CBS News studios, and we barged in with a sign, that is hijacking the program.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't recommend doing that. You'd get arrested for trespassing and probably numerous other charges. When they hit the streets, and the point has been made on the message board also, how would these guys like it if people interrupted with their show? I'm sure they wouldn't like it. And my answer is, it's happened.
Oh, yeah.
When you go out on the street, now you are opening yourself up to certain things that you don't open yourself up to in the controlled atmosphere of a studio. One thing is passerbys, the public, the whole idea that now it's fair game. Behind your camera, in front of your microphone, when you're now out in the field like that, this will happen to you. And you have to learn how to control yourself.
And people do interrupt this show. They call in, you guys suck. They're not trying to contribute to the radio show. They're trying to wreck it. We don't try to, hey, you're hijacking our show. You deal with it. You deal with it honestly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do. And by the way, remember that news, the guys in the morning? Hey, why don't you try the name, Melania House? If that guy had cursed, say he had slipped, shut the fuck up to the weatherman.
Right.
Would the weatherman have been at fault for getting him fired for interrupting him?
No,
I mean,
absolutely
of course
not.
he wouldn't. That guy's lack of control would have been. That guy was close to cursing out the weatherman, but it would not have been the weatherman's fault. It would have been his own fault for his own lack of control. Take responsibility for your own behavior. That's it.
This happens to reporters all the time. There are scenes going on behind them during their live shots. And Alan brings up a point that, well, if it doesn't happen 100 times and just happens that one time, that doesn't make it any better.
I can't wait for the next assault on the media.
I know.
Who's going to be the next one? Let's continue here with Alan.
This is not a case of somebody having a sign waved at him. This is a case of a guy trying to do his job being interfered with. How would you like it if somebody interfered with you while you're doing your job? My understanding is that you weren't too thrilled when some of the equipment at XM was preventing you from doing the job as well as you thought you should be doing, and that you guys had some pretty critical things to say about your bosses. So don't you think that maybe when somebody interferes with somebody else's job, it's understandable why they might get just a little bit annoyed and why that might be justified?
He so doesn't get it. That made for some great radio when we were going after the bosses.
Of course it did.
And the fact that we had horrible equipment at first.
And the difference
we actually loved the fact that we had bad equipment and we could, beat up the bosses.
And when we did, we addressed it honestly. We didn't put on phony radio voices and then let out our true selves.
Right.
The same idiots that you heard when the equipment works well are the same idiots you hear when it doesn't work well. It's consistent. We don't put on a phony persona, and then all of a sudden, when something happens, we are stripped naked, and then you see who we really are.
Right.
What the fuck is your problem, man? We are the same people when it works and when it doesn't work. Ungrateful jerk-offs.
You finished?
And we would have taken, and by the way, we would have taken any flack from that. We didn't pull punches. We complained, and there was fallout from that. Yep. People bitched. They were sick of you guys bitching, and you know what? We didn't back off. We continued. So if you're going to do that, then just take your medicine. Ooh. And we took our medicine, which was a lot of bullshit complaint phone calls, a lot of awful conference calls. Whatever happened, we dealt with it.
Bravo.
We didn't bellyache about the results.
All right. Let's. He has a few more clips here, Anthony.
All right.
Well, I have to say that the analogy would be if somebody stood behind a patient that I was working on and held up signs that made me nervous, and my hands start shaking and patients start getting nervous, and that to me would be the analogy here. This is not a case of somebody.
God, I would love to see that.
That would be fun.
Can we set that bit up for the studio?
And that's never happened in recorded history, by the way.
Right.
When you're a dentist, they don't say, all right, look, how about this, Alan? The next time you do dentist, pull a tooth on 57th Street and watch how fast somebody does stand behind you and make a problem.
Right, and start talking to you and maybe distracting you.
Exactly. This is happening in your office. It's an awful example.
Yeah.
It's a complete apples and oranges. I should be shot for saying that, but that's what it is.
But
That is silly, Alan.
The visual's hilarious
Of
with the
course it
hecklers with signs behind them.
Yeah. Wrong tooth, asshole.
Yeah.
What would they possibly...
Spread the gingivitis.
Yeah.
No?
That's all right.
Oh,
save the molars.
There you go.
Walking down the street having a sign held up at them. This is a case of somebody who's being interfered with while they're trying to do their job. So if you're going to say, I've never experienced that, at least get it right about what we're talking about here. This isn't about holding up a sign. This is about interfering with somebody trying to do their job.
Part of the job is dealing with that in the field. It's part of the job. They're talked to about this.
And the reporters never interfere when they're out there there on the street trying to get their story. They didn't shove mics into the firemen and the police officers' faces when the whole 9/11 thing was going down. What can you tell us? Well, I'm too busy now hoping that there are survivors here. Could you leave me alone?
Do reporters ever care about results when they're doing their job? Maybe a fucking Newsweek reporters had gotten the thing right. There'd be 16 or 20 more living people instead of reporting falsely about the Koran being flushed down the toilet. Reporters never give a shit about results. They never care about stepping on somebody else's toes or interfering with somebody else's job. So I have no mercy for any of them.
You think when they shoved that camera in Randy Johnson's face when he was walking down the street that they wanted him to say, "Hi guys, how you doing?" Or they wanted the reaction they got?
Absolutely.
Which was him losing his cool at the camera and the reporter, which they played over and over again because that's the stuff they go after. But the second they're out in public on the streets doing a stand-up and someone is behind them, quietly holding a sign, mind you, and saying where you could barely hear it, Opie and Anthony, XM Satellite Radio. He wasn't taunting him. He wasn't touching him. He wasn't yelling to where the guy couldn't hear his story. Was he distracting? Sure. I'll give him that. He was distracted, but he wasn't being kept from doing his job. And if he was a professional, he'd have done his job, and he'd still have a job.
But I do think I'll even say Alan's correct with saying that they were interfering to a certain degree. And you know what? So what? They were interfering. You still have to deal with that a certain way. I don't want to hear. And reporters never care when they leak information about a case or about a police information. When they leak information, they don't care about interfering with the cops doing their jobs. When they leak information about a suspect or about where an investigation is going, they're interfering with the police doing their jobs. Right. They don't give a shit. They want to leak it because they want to be first. So I have no mercy for them when it happens to them.
Nope. And
did he make that mistake?
Sorry, I was saying, and this is where it happens on the street, the stand-ups. You can't blame the guy with the sign behind the reporter if he curses on TV.
Of course.
Just as you can't blame just a passerby that yells something out and the reporter loses his mind and curses. It's the same thing.
I suppose that baseball, we should allow no heckling, because what happens is when those pitchers, when that guy's in the on-deck circle, they're yelling at him because they're trying to interfere with him doing his job.
There you go.
They are heckling you specifically to get you to fuck up.
Shouldn't do it.
And I know the media is much more important than baseball. I know they're completely, infallible. But why is that not against the rules? Why are you allowed to scream at a pitcher or scream, "You suck," at a player while he's warming up? You're interfering with him doing his job. We can go all the way down the line with this. There's no excuse. When a baseball player turns around and yells, "Fuck you," into the audience or into the stand, or he physically goes after someone like that, there's a big problem. The player's in deep shit. No one says, well, it was the fans' fault for yelling at him. It's the player's fault for going after him. Behave appropriately. You're an adult.
Did he make that mistake in a vacuum, Anthony? Did he all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just turn around and use the F word? Inexplicably. They couldn't believe it back there at Channel 2. All of a sudden, he used the F word. He's talking about something to do with the subway, and suddenly he's using the F word. Is that what happened here, Anthony? Or did it have something to do...
Yeah, Anthony!
I know, he's addressing me. Open big.
But the answer is yes. That is what happened.
Yeah.
CBS did say, he's saying fuck.
Right.
That is what they said.
That's what they said.
I don't. It's funny, XM didn't fire Nathaniel. Well,
No.
you can't fire a guy when you're not paying him shit. But they didn't allow him to say, you can't come for free anymore.
You can't come here and work.
You're not
for us
allowed
for
to come
nothing.
here and do nothing for free every day.
With what your knuckle-dragging fans did. Did it have some...
Oh, those are fighting words,
Yeah.
Alan.
Yeah.
You know that. You should know better, Alan. You don't want to go down that road, do you?
Exactly. Knuckle-dragging fans. Come on. The key word is fans. We do have them. You do not.
They are pests, not knuckle draggers.
Exactly.
Get it right.
Take a deep breath of
Did it have
nitrous.
something to do with somebody who, I got to hand it to you guys. I'll give you credit for one thing. It's amazing that you can inspire somebody to get up at what time did this guy have to get up? At 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, take that sign, drag it through the streets of New York City, hoping to ambush a TV reporter at 6 a.m.? Do these people who listen to your radio show have jobs? I mean, who's got time to do that?
By the way, can we raise one point, though, that Alan is doing what the reporters did after Section... He's getting the facts wrong. These weren't fans. Nathaniel is a part of the show, and Cabby is a non-tax-paying guy who apparently doesn't like the show. So the fans, you're insulting the fans when they had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
There was no fan involvement.
But he says that's even worse, that it's somebody involved with the show, an intern.
That's not worse.
It's even worse because now we're even more responsible. Yeah. There's no responsibility for that guy being fired. There's responsibility for distracting him.
Sure.
There's responsibility for, as he said, interfering with his report, because there was some interference in there. It definitely distracted him. But responsibility for getting him fired? Hell no.
It's his responsibility. I'm kind of glad it happened, though.
Let's,
Because you know that reporter. You think that reporter would show you guys mercy if a problem cropped up, or he'd stick his stupid face in until he got the scoop?
Yeah.
You guys created the environment whereby the reporter got upset and said something he shouldn't have said. And I agree with you. He shouldn't have done it. He should have known better. But it didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened as a consequence of somebody deliberately interfering with him, attempting to hijack his TV report. Come on here. Let's get real about what happened.
Stop saying vacuum. Say suction thing.
Right. The thing that goes in the mouth.
Yeah.
Sucks the spit sucker.
Let's go right to the next clip.
You give them an excuse to act like idiots. Most of the time, they seem to be able to control themselves. But Opie and Anthony on the radio, they're basically saying, hey, it's okay to go out there and act like a lunatic. Go ahead. Get up at 4:30 in the morning, drag a sign down to some subway station, stand behind a TV reporter and act like an idiot. It's okay. Go ahead and do that, please. By all means, it's okay. You're not a nut. It's okay to do that.
That's right.
You see, when you make those kinds of situations whereby people with that mentality can behave that way, this is what you get.
Who's the idiot? The guy holding the sign, or the reporter who goes, fuck, on live television?
Exactly.
Who's the idiot?
There are plenty of instances where you see signs being held up and slogans being yelled in live shots. It happens all the time. But what doesn't happen all the time? The reporter doesn't flip around and use the F word and get fired.
How come when you're at Yankee Stadium and they're selling tickets and there's all fans going, Yankees #1, Mets #1, why did a reporter never turn around and go, could you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to talk to the camera.
There you go.
They would think the reporter's insane. Why don't you just admit that because it's an Opie and Anthony thing, there might be a slight bias in the interpretation of it? And I don't want to hear, well, the Yankee fans were there. They weren't sent specifically to disrupt the thing. Doesn't matter. If you're doing your job and there's a distraction, you're not rifling through motives. You're reacting either appropriately or inappropriately. And this guy turned around before the camera clicked off and went, what the fuck are you doing? And now he's on the unemployment line. And I'll tell you what the fuck Nathaniel's doing. He's still where he's supposed to be. And that's what he's doing.
And he's no idiot, because now we look at him much differently.
Absolutely.
And when the listeners do it, we look at them differently.
That's right.
We treat them like stars for a day. They come down to the station, they hang out, check out the show, get all sorts of swag on their way out.
Nathaniel is still a zero, but he's a zero with balls, and we like that. He's a courageous zero.
It is still true that you were able to inspire these knuckle draggers to go out there at 5 o'clock in the morning and try and interfere with a TV show. And you don't see anything wrong with that? You don't see anything strange about that?
No.
No. Not in the world we live in.
It's right in line with what this show is about and what we do on a daily basis. And it promotes our program. And normally, it's not harmful to anyone's job if they know how to handle themselves.
It gets people talking, Alan.
Now, if you're yelling about, if the police are doing something and you're yelling, look out, the cops are coming, then you're seriously interfering with someone's job because you're going to get somebody shot. That's an interference with a job that there's no excuse for. Some self-righteous idiot reporter trying to get a great reel together so he can someday be the big anchor. Fuck him. I got no mercy for him. Control your little potty mouth. Do they worry about getting the facts right with the Tsunami song? They don't care.
Right.
They care about getting the scoop and getting their dumb faces attached to a story.
How about this? Somebody posting on the New York Radio message board. People with signs whoop and holler behind Katie, Matt, and Al every day. With signs, they're yelling things. Sometimes they're yelling things that probably aren't good for the air.
Yeah.
And does Al turn around and say, shut the fuck up?
Here's Alan Snivens' response. Well, they know they're going to do that because that is specifically designed for that to happen. They encourage signs to be brought, Anthony.
Wow, Jimmy.
That is a bad example.
That is really good.
But that's what his argument would be, that this guy was not putting himself in that environment, and they purposefully do, and they purposely allow and encourage it.
All right. We have like 2 more clips here.
How can you say that? How can you say you're not doing something that is going to result in somebody's firing? here? Did the guy not get fired? Is Arthur Chen now not looking for a new job? You cannot say that what you did not result in somebody getting fired here. Obviously, somebody got fired. Let's not make believe it didn't happen here. You want to say it's his fault? Try. Go ahead. It's all his fault. Never mind the fact that this guy was standing out there with a sign and somebody else was whipping the bird behind him. No, that had nothing to do with it. The guy used an obscenity.
But, yeah, you're right. I know you say it in sarcasm. Sorry, pal. You're right. It's his fault.
Yeah.
The guy that used, first of all, the guy that was flipping him the bird is a K-Rock guy who doesn't like this show and is the same ass who went on the radio and bragged about not paying his taxes. So his judgment stinks from way back. That has nothing to do with the Opie and Anthony show. He probably would have stopped and gave the finger anyway because that's what he does. Just acts dumb. He doesn't care. He's a Viacom employee, and he gave the finger on another Viacom station. At least we had the tenacity and the intelligence to do it with a company that can't hurt us anymore. Jesus, you don't tell your own company to go fuck itself on film.
I know.
Jesus, I heard some serious employees are running around yelling, "Hey, Mel, your tan looks like dog shit." Jesus Christ, you don't do that. It is his responsibility.
When you go out on the street, you got to be able to handle what's going to come your way.
Anything that's going to come your way, and it's not just going to be us.
Then if you can't handle it, then don't do your live reports from the street.
There you go.
He could have done it against a wall if he thought somehow it was going to be a problem.
And it's not
you got to be prepared
going
for all
to
this
be
shit when you're on the street reporting.
The Opie and Anthony show. It isn't just going to be us coming up behind reporters that might freak them out. It's going to happen all the time. It's New York City, for God's sake.
If he attacked him, if Nathaniel or somebody attacked a reporter, or did something that is completely unheard of or never happens, where a man just, what the fuck, that's a completely different thing. But this is something that happens almost every time you're on the street.
Holding up a sign and saying what's written on the sign? Hey, here's my point. Hi, here's the sign that says it. Behind a reporter. This is so commonplace, it's ridiculous.
And does the media, when they hang out in front of your house and they're trying to get the scoop, do they care if they're interfering with your life or interfering with your life? They don't give a shit about what they're interfering with. So the Opie and Anthony show, this job is to do entertaining radio and get funny clips. So technically, Nathaniel was doing his job by doing something on this show. Mm-hmm. Why should he give a shit about interfering with a reporter's job when reporters don't give a shit about interfering with anybody else's job? If we're going to go to the guys that's doing our job, well, then we were doing ours, trying to get good audio clips.
That's it. We're doing our job. It resulted in the guy's firing because he lost his mind and cursed on the air, not because of what we did.
Yeah. Well, here's one more.
And one more thing, by the way. The Section St. Pat's thing, the whole excuse of, wait, we were just doing our jobs. I mean, it didn't hold a lot of water. You know, it was over the line, and that was it.
Yep.
You could blame the company for allowing that environment to go on beforehand, but you know what? This show fucked up.
It got fired.
And you got exactly.
That's what happened.
You didn't hear Mel getting blamed. You didn't hear Sumner Redstone getting blamed.
No.
For allowing that environment to exist. It was the fault of this show.
Why did the church keep the doors unlocked? They should have had the doors locked.
Why didn't they get a security guard who didn't apparently steal out of the collection thing? Why not?
And someone is bringing up a good point.
They make that vestibule so sexy.
Absolutely.
Someone's bringing up a good point on the phones here, basically saying, why hasn't the reporter responded? Because he knew he was way in the wrong. He knew he fucked up bad.
Yeah. But what can he say?
Exactly.
What can he say?
Here's the grand finale. I guess here's Alan's wrap-up on the whole incident, Anthony.
Is there music?
Alan's totally wrong on this one.
Oh.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Man.
Oh, okay. He's going after you again, Ant.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh,
he was playing
our
comments and then commenting on them.
Okay, here it is.
Alan's totally wrong on this one. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, well, maybe I am. I've been wrong, let's see, 4 times in the last 8 years. Well, I'm not sure. Something could be number 5. Could be that I'm wrong here. On the other hand, it could be that I'm right. Look, you guys, you've known me a long time. We've had back and forths before. I've supported you in some cases. I don't support you in others. In this particular case, I don't support intentionally going out and trying to sabotage somebody else when they're trying to do their job. If you try to sabotage me while I'm working and I turn around and tell you what I think of you, is that really my fault, or is it your fault for egging me on, for provoking me?
It's your fault.
Because that's what happened here. You provoked the guy. Yes, he should have handled it better. And yes, you should understand that the situations that you create, you must take some responsibility for.
There he goes. All right. Alan sniffing.
And let me tell you something. Here's another example. Picture, say this June 25th. I mean, I'm doing the State Theater here in Falls Church, Virginia. It's irrelevant to this discussion. You think I care? People call 703-237-0300. Who gives a shit? Go to Ticketmaster. June 25th, my first D.C. appearance in almost 3 years. But if I'm on stage and I get heckled, they are trying to interfere with my job.
Right.
And I do want them tossed. But if I walk over and punch that heckler, if I react inappropriately, you know who deals with that? Me. You know who gets sued? Me. The club doesn't go, well, the man was yelling, it was okay for you to punch him in the face. Even if on an emotional level, you would go, you know what, fuck him, he did deserve to get punched in the face. But it doesn't matter. I'm still the one who would get sued. I'm still the one who would get in trouble.
And in summary, the assaults on the media will continue.
Oh, they will absolutely continue. If you're a news person, you're out there on the street, look out. We're coming for you.
That's right, but only on the Asians. Only on the Asians, because they have potty mouths.
Because in the end, we have no respect for you guys.
You stink. And it's Arthur Chien, Alan, not Arthur Chen.
I don't know.
Alan's a racist.
I said,
oh my goodness.
I said Chen all day yesterday.
Well, you're racist.
No, I like Alan. I think he's very, very
He
funny.
actually supported us big time.
Yes, he did.
In our demise.
The thing is, we have a difference of opinion on a few things.
Right.
And we always bring him up, and he always actually has valid points. He makes a good argument, and I respect the guy.
And he was fair when the boot came. He was very, very fair.
Yep.
And he was accurate about attacking the company where it should have been attacked.
Because, talk about gloating for people being fired. Let me tell you, his message board was chock full of people that couldn't be happier and couldn't express it more about us being fired.
There's a guy named Josh on that board. I don't know your real name, but let's just say this. I hope your spine is severed by a Yoo-hoo truck. I hope a drunk driver runs you over and then backs over you. Josh, you little faggoty name. Yuck.
All right, with that, Anthony, we got to talk about GameFly.
Thanks, Jim Arceli.
Very good. Let's talk about GameFly.com before we take a break. My bladder's about to explode.
I'm going to tinkle while you guys are reading.
Oh, you're killing me.
Why, you guys? I'm just going to go let it go.
How about we get everyone else to read these and we all take a leak? No? All right. GameFly will get pissed off. GameFly, don't do that, you ass. GameFly.com, Anthony. It's a great way to try out some new video games without buying them, right?
Very easy. You send back a game, the next game on your queue list gets sent to you automatically. It only takes a couple of business days to get it to you. GameFly lets you have up to 2 games at a time out, and games that you can keep as long as you want without any late fees or none of that.
He's killing me.
And if you really like the game you're playing, you simply click, keep it in your game queue, and you get the mint condition box and manual delivered right to you, all at a great member discount. Go to gamefly.com/XM to get signed up. It only costs $21.95 a month, but you can start with a free 2-week trial. No commitments. You cancel anytime you want. And start playing the latest releases, all the games you want to play, right now. And now there's even more of a reason to try out GameFly. For the month of May, anyone who signs up for any of their prepaid video game rental plans are entered into the GameFly.com PSP a Day giveaway. That's right. You sign up any day in May, and you may win a cool new Sony PSP handheld. Those things are great.
Yeah,
at Gamefly.com.
Sure. Hurry up,
There's over 2,500 titles to choose from for Xbox, PS2, GameCube, all the platforms. And 2 games at a time, no shipping charges either way. You keep the games as long as you want with no late fees. You can't go wrong. All the games you want. Gamefly.com. That's Gamefly.com/XM. That lets them know where you heard about it. Gamefly.com.
All right, a couple things. We're going to take a break. I know, everyone's panicking. We went real long there. When we get back, Dee Dee with some more news. Anthony, also, I think we'll play What Did We Learn on the Opie and Anthony program today, because we learned a lot, if you think about it.
What an educational show.
So if the guys in New York are paying attention, hit that button there and get us out of here. Boobs always bring this show to a halt.
Oh, screeching halt.
I don't play it. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is beautiful. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Those are real. How about the woman that took her shirt off?
Ah, yeah.
Sexy girls. Sexy girls. You have signed Wow Girl Show boobs. Boobs. I see boobs.
Yes.
He just got wowed.
Wow. Hey.
It was amazing.
That's nice.
Opie and Anthony.
Hey, yeah.
It's world renowned. It's Whip 'em
Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Those are real.
Cancel your appointment.
Okay.
It's Whip 'em out Wednesday. It's Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Show us your findings.
Oh, wow.
The Opie and Anthony Show. XM202.
Hey, this is Ozzy Osbourne. And you're listening to Opie and Anthony. Stay fucking tuned, because I'll come and fucking kill your favorite pet.
That is hilarious. We're going to play What Did We Learn on the Opie and Anthony Show in about, 10 or 15 minutes. But Dan from Hoboken, I learned Dee Dee's pink doesn't stink. Stink. That's really funny. Dee Dee, back in the studio.
Hi.
To do a little more news before we get out of here. We'll be broadcasting from Washington, D.C. tomorrow as well, right?
Yep.
We have so much we didn't even get to today.
I know.
Amazing.
I commented on American Idol, but that's going to happen like tonight now. They're going to choose their
Anthony
big
made
winner.
the New York Post. Did you see that, Dee Dee?
No.
Oh.
But I'm going to later.
You're the news girl. You're the unofficial news girl of the Opie and Anthony program, and you don't even know that one of the guys is in the paper today.
Well, I know now.
It's Anthony's obsession, this American Idol thing.
Bo.
Well, you think Bo's going to win?
Bo, yeah, he's got to win.
Well, is that a hope he wins because you like him, or
I
you
think he's a sexy guy, yeah. I like the rocker
See,
kind of
this
thing.
is why I put him up top.
Can I have your quote, Anthony?
Oh.
You can't read your own quote.
Can't read my own quote.
Incidentally, the show is tonight, right? Yoshi is going, and I think he's wearing like an Opie and Anthony's thing. He's trying to get something Opie and Anthony on on American Idol.
Really?
Yeah. He's
Who
going.
is?
Yoshi is going tonight, and he's trying to wear something with O&A on
Tell
it.
him to just bum rush the stage.
Wait, that might distract one of the singers.
Oh my God! We get an assault on the media during the
American Idol
finale.
Just rush the stage. Yes, we understand that would be horrible, but do it.
Anthony is quoted. They did a whole thing on American Idol with the finals tonight.
Yeah.
Who do you think will win Idol? Mm-hmm. And you're in good company, Anthony. You're with Jay Thomas, actor and talk radio host. Who?
I didn't know who else they were asking this to.
Well, Jay Thomas says in the same article that Anthony's part of.
Yeah. Jay Thomas, that's pretty
To me,
bad.
it's Carrie. I find Bo Bice to sound like every guy I've heard at a Holiday Inn imitating David Clayton Thomas of Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
What goes up?
He's a sound-alike, not a talent. I think she has a real chance of having a real career.
And then everybody else says, "Who the fuck is Jay Thomas?" Has anybody ever heard of this guy?
And then, the other guy that commented in the same article as Anthony is Mickey Dolenz from
Mickey Dolenz
the
from
Monkees.
The Monkees.
Member of hit TV band The Monkees, and he's also a radio host.
Yes.
And he says, I've always been a Carrie fan. I think she's the most genuine. I think Bo has a great voice, but I think he's very derivative. He's like David Clayton Thomas. He says the same thing.
Same thing, David Clayton Thomas, but I don't see that.
He's like a David Clayton Thomas or a John Fogerty. I think she has something that's more than the vocals. I think it's about presence and personality.
Yeah, I don't see her having much of that at all.
Do you remember when we went over the first episode of American Idol when it was just the tryouts? And I told you that day that Carrie would win it all?
You think so?
I said
You
it from
said that?
And I haven't watched the show pretty much since.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that she's even in it. I was like, whoa, look, she's still going strong. And then, of course, Anthony Cumia of the Opie and Anthony radio show has this to say about who do you think will win Idol. They were more scared than they usually are. This was last night's episode?
Last night, yep.
What, they had a head-to-head competition or something?
Yeah, they both had to sing one song. They both had to sing the same song. So they started that, and then each of them got to sing two of their songs that they have sung prior.
All right, so Anthony's in the New York Post saying they were more scared than they usually are. There were a lot of clunker notes between them. I think Bo pulled it off a little more. He's a little more versatile.
He's definitely more versatile. The girl there, Carrie, she's a country singer, and she pretty much can just sing country. It's okay.
I know.
You
I
can
just
chime
don't
in.
like I don't like country music.
Whoa, you don't like what?
Country music.
Oh, hey.
Why do you think it stinks?
No, it doesn't stink. But I'm a rock person.
Yeah. You had a tough time saying country.
Country.
Yes. I'd love to plant one of those in my yard.
Very funny.
Yeah. All right. You want to do some news to get us out of here?
Well,
Dave?
I wasn't done.
Oh, you weren't done?
I had to explain myself.
Absolutely.
I actually thought your quote was fine.
I'm just saying. I wanted to elaborate because they take a bunch of things that you say and just write that.
Mm-hmm.
I said they were a little more scared than they usually are. They were both nervous, very nervous. I don't think they gave their best performances, either one of them. But Carrie is that country singer. The second you take her off of country, she's not that good with anything else. Bo seems to be able to handle any kind of musical type you throw at him. He seems very professional, like he can hold an audience. Very good on stage, very good with a mic, and he just looks more natural. She is pretty much just very blah up there, sings a song, and it's done.
What'd you say after that comment? Back to you, Star and Barbara?
I know, I'm a faggot when it comes to this show.
He is obsessed with American Idol. You've watched every episode, right?
Every episode. Why not? Oh, call me silly. I'm so weird. It's the #1 rated show. Millions of people are
I didn't say
watching
you were weird.
every time it's on, and I'm the weirdo for watching every episode.
It's not every day that you get hooked on a show. That's all I'm saying.
I've been watching American Idol since I think the second season.
Someone has the real Anthony quote, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to
Can't
Chris.
wait to hear it.
Hey, Chris, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, you got Anthony's real quote?
Yeah, I want to find out, how come your quote wasn't, Carrie's the Priss, Bo's the goer?
Very good.
My old quote from Time Magazine about the Olsen twins. Very funny.
Well, actually, it's hard to hear. I've actually heard some of the audio of that, but it's kind of hard to hear because you hear like, well, I think that he's more versatile.
Could you do that thing for Dee Dee because she loves the...
the tongue thing?
Yeah, do the tongue
I
thing.
like that. It's so funny. It's cute.
Hey, we didn't get a sex story from you today. We didn't get to spank you today.
Tomorrow I get... Whoa.
Let's move it that way. I haven't
That
to see.
scared me.
No, Jimmy's
Okay.
going to spank you as you do the news.
Oh, shit.
Because who cares about the news, right?
No one cares about the news.
Yeah.
It's your backside we're interested in.
You already took my first story anyway, American Idol.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sorry. I forgot you're in charge today.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. All right, more news with Dee Dee? Sure, why not? Let me try to do this. No? How about this?
No.
This? This.
There it is.
All right, Dee Dee, if you will.
All right, well, we already talked about American Idol, so that's done.
Right.
All right, I have some Ozzy news. If you have a few $1 million lying around, you could sleep in the same bedroom that Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne have occupied.
Opie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing. Are they selling
bag of shells?
That's
Well, yeah.
$11.9 million it's going for their old mansion.
Their old mansion that was on the Osbournes?
On the Osbournes, yep. They're buying a new one.
That's going to be kind of hard to get a mortgage for.
Oof. 11 mil,
11.9.
Jimmy?
Nah, not
Got it,
happening.
no?
No. I'm close. I can put down 1%. I can put down 10 grand. Is that cool?
No.
Tenth of a percent?
That would
probably, yeah.
That's not...
I don't do math.
1% would not be...
Quick, Ricky, get that figure for me.
All right, go ahead,
All
Dee
right,
Dee.
some hot teen news.
Oh.
Is this happening in Florida with rocks?
No, this happened in Houston.
Hold on, let me see if I have that thing. I need the thing. No.
10% is 100,000 of $1 million, right? Yeah, you would need $1,100.
Did you find it?
Yeah, hold
Having
on.
technical difficulties?
Well, you know, we're in Washington. We're not used to all the buttons.
Washington.
Hold on here. This.
Opie and Anthony's Hot Teen News.
All right, in Houston, seniors at Memorial High School got together for a private Playboy-themed party, sending school alumni into a fit of rage. Each year, the senior males throw a theme party that is not sanctioned by the school, and this year's theme was the Playboy Mansion. And some alumni members said the Playboy party went too far and it was too hot for teens. Students who attended the party disagree, saying it was all clean fun. Although no dress code was established, some of the girls showed up in skimpy lingerie, but you
pass
can't,
the pictures.
you
pass
can't
the
really
pictures.
see it, though. It's not that good of a
see
picture.
good enough.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And one alumni member, Sarah Boone, received a racy picture from the party in an email. Everyone is shocked, Boone said. However, one parent whose son attended the party, said that the senior boys tried hard to throw a fun, safe party. It was held at a private venue with chaperones and police there, and attendees were required to sign waivers promising not to drink alcohol. Boone said that when she graduated in '94, they were wearing formals and not skimpy.
Yeah.
Bikinis. They're wearing like bikinis.
What's so big about? There's nothing in this picture.
No.
Well, no, you
little
can go
belly
to
shirts,
like
that's about it.
localnews.com or something like that.
God, what
I
an
don't have
out of touch woman Boone is.
Well, when are we going to have our next teen party?
How about our first?
We used to have those.
Oh,
we had like a teen slumber thing once, where we had
Oh, God.
teen girls show up in the studio.
Like,
in their
how old
pajamas.
were they?
Don't worry about it, Dee Dee.
Were they legal?
They all said they were 18.
18 and 19.
Okay.
18 and 19 is teens, and that's legal.
Who has time to check IDs?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, no, I mean, that's it.
I
You
like
talked
them when
about-
they're 10 teens.
Oh, God.
We like tweens.
Tweens. Okay.
All right, Jimmy, can you spank Dee Dee, please?
Oh, God. He needs a belt.
Oh, who has a belt? Someone take off their belt.
He's got one.
Oh, here we go. All right. All right, Dee Dee, as you do the rest of the news, Jimmy's going to spank you.
What do you want me? You
Rock on the
took my
old
one
shit.
story. Give me.
You had all
something-
morning to prepare stories, and that's all you have?
Well, because I thought we were gonna. Okay.
I'm not experienced with a belt. I'll warn you. So you slap at the buckle end, right?
So you're gonna
No.
make it hurt.
Well, just tell me how much.
All right, hold on.
How hard?
Let me see if I can find. All right, yeah, here's a story for you.
God.
Here's a story for you.
Oh, God. I'm anticipating right now. Don't do that.
I won't do it hard.
All right, here's a couple stories. Here's a pretty good one
I
here.
got one. New drug delays, male orgasm.
Yeah, and this one's good.
Take you out to the woodshed.
I can't do that.
You have to lean forward, though, young lady. I won't do it too hard. Relax.
Jimmy, take control over there, will you?
Lean forward. Put your head in.
Oh, God. I'm gonna.
All right, here's
Look at her.
Dee Dee.
She's all nervous and turning red.
Because
It's going to sting.
yeah, it's gonna sting.
Yeah, of course it is.
Oh, God damn. No, but it's okay.
It's good, right?
Here.
Good. I got good technique.
All right, here's another story.
I'm not going to be able to read it all.
Like anyone cares. There's 3 stories to try to get through,
Okay,
right?
how about new drug delays male orgasms?
Well,
Study
yeah,
5. Damn, that hurt.
It's
The first drug formulated to treat premature ejaculation. Okay, premature ejaculation significantly and doubled the numbers of men and their female partners reporting good sexual satisfaction. Okay.
Oh, that was a cute one.
That's not too hard, right? That's okay. What, your bottom rub?
Oh, my God. Jimmy's face.
What did he just say?
Do you want your bottom rub?
No.
I'm only saying,
Oh, not that.
I'm only saying if it's sore, you get your bottom rub. That helps.
Jesus, Dee Dee.
Jimmy's making a face like when James Caan beat Carlo with the shoe.
Yeah.
He's made that face. I'll kill you.
To spank my sister again, I'll kill you.
I'll kill you.
All right, in a study presented to meeting the American Urological Association in San Antonio, Pryor said men who took...
What's wrong, Dee
I
Dee?
know he's going to do it. I'm just anticipating.
Wow, you're a brainiac.
Skinny Brett.
Yeah. Go on. Read the news just like your father.
Oh, God. All right, well, the percentage of men reading control over ejaculation.
What's wrong? What's wrong, Dee Dee?
That one's... It stings.
It stings. It does sting.
It's supposed to, Diddy. If it doesn't sting, you're not going to learn.
Oh!
Wow. Hey, they're talking some language. She knew
there's
what that
something going on.
He's like taking the belt.
Dee Dee, come on, be a professional. What's wrong with
A
you?
professional, I'm getting spanked, God damn it.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
Oh, my God.
Come on, you got 2 stories to go, I think.
Okay, I'll just skip to another one. Because it doesn't matter anyway. Men say park rangers stopped them... Okay. Men say park rangers stopped them for driving while gay! Oh, God. How many more minutes?
Is that too hard, right? You okay?
I'm fine.
All right, good.
Actually,
Go
that
quick.
one... was a little.
A little too much?
No.
A little too soft?
Yeah, a
In between.
It was a little too soft.
Yeah, she said it was a little too soft. She really wants to feel it.
That's right.
All right. Dayton undercover police park sex sting. It says sting.
It says sting.
Sting. A sex sting.
And it did sting. Operations are increasing in the area around it.
Will you be a professional here?
I'm trying.
Thank God, man.
Okay.
This is the tryout to be the
Dayton,
news girl.
Yeah, as the weather warms, the area is becoming hotbed. He keeps rubbing the thing.
Yes, he does.
Just rub the belt sideways, back and forth.
Oh, Jimmy.
It's not dirty. It just lets you know.
That is common.
Of course, it's a warning.
Adding in little extra special little
She knows.
treats
She
besides
understands.
just a spanking.
She understands. She understands.
She knows it all. Let's
Of course
go.
she does. She gets it. She's a good girl.
Gay men in Dayton are also reporting incidents where
That was a hard one.
Yeah, it was hard,
Yeah,
and
that-
it did sting.
That might have been the showstopper. All right, go ahead. Finish the story.
Gay men in Dayton are also reporting incidents where they are pulled over if police see a rainbow sticker
A what?
on their car. A rainbow sticker, you know, the gay
Right.
colored sticker flag thing on their cars, which the men call driving while gay.
Driving while gay?
Tickles.
Oh.
Are they actually in trouble for driving while gay or for parking in that dirty garage?
Oh. No.
Get your car out of there. You're going to have peanuts on the hood.
All right, are we done there, Dee Dee?
Stop shifting with your mouth.
All right. A complaint filed with Metro Police in
Put your hand over there.
Oh, direction. I
Hey,
like
don't
that.
try to interfere. I'm doing my job. Don't interfere with it.
No, you're doing
Alan
your-
won't like that.
No.
Naughty dentist.
That hurt. That one hurt.
It's all right. It's supposed to.
I know it's supposed to, but what's that noise? That Pac-Man music.
That means we're running out of show, so finish up your story.
Okay, well, a compliment filed with Park Police in April by Dale Rogers says that he and his partner, John Adams, were pulled over by Park Ranger Eric, I can't even say his last name, detained for 45 minutes to an hour and harassed because of the gay pride and anti-Bush stickers on their car. And tickles Jimmy.
And finally,
can he punch you in the face?
No!
Finally.
Person wearing Darth Vader mask robs Springfield Theater. Springfield Police Lieutenant Dave Dotson says a man wearing a Darth Vader mask walked into the show place. I'm anticipating here. 8 theater around 9:15 p.m. last night. He says the man shoved an employee. Ow!